250th birthday of the United States of America. We wish a happy 4th of July holiday to all of you watching out there. And right here at the Friar, the DubSea Fish Sticks, on their 8th game day in as many days, look to take the second game of the weekend series against the Washington A's right here at Mel Olson Stadium. Angus Trengmo and Kyle Sweeney joining you down on the field here at the Friar. And Kyle, last night was about as fun as it gets if you're a Fish Sticks fan. A 14-0 victory for DubSea, and we made history last night. Co-stick of the game honors for Jake Rolling and Braden Bartholomew. To start with Rolling, he has just been ridiculous all year, and he reached base 5 times last night.
He did, and it started with a double to deep left center field his first time up. He would follow that up with 3 singles as well. As you mentioned, did have a walk, so he reached base all 5 times. He would plate 3 from the bat, and he would also score a couple runs as well. He's up to 686 on base percentage right now this season. That's through 10 games. That is no small sample size. He is swinging the bat so well right now, the Gonzaga commit is.
As for Braden Bartholomew, only 2 for 4 for him, but both of them left the yard. He drove in 6 of the 14 runs last night, and it was so good to see Bartholomew kind of break through last night.
He did. He entered the game 1 for his last 15 before a 2-run shot in the third made it 4-0 Sticks, and then topped that off with a 3-run shot in the 7th inning. He also had a sac fly. He earned co-stick of the game honors because of that. So 2 for 4. He now has 4 home runs on the season. That's double anyone else on the Sticks, and he is ready to go once again here tonight.
Well, we are ready to go on the 4th of July. Fish Sticks and A's first pitch right around the corner.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dopamine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion at Wendy's.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Back here at the Friar on a beautiful 4th of July morning, one of the earliest first pitches you're ever going to see, 11 a.m. On the dot is the first pitch time, and we are getting set to go here at the Friar. Crispy came out, and the first pitch, we didn't really have one planned. We gave it to the best dressed for 4th of July, and someone really rose to the occasion with one of the best hats I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, nice USA hat, even matched the gloves with the jacket there. It was Allen who ended up throwing the first fish to Alex Hamada. Hamada, he's no Tyler Eisenhut after Eisenhut one-hand snagged a slippery fish yesterday, which is very impressive in his own right, but great catch from Hamada, and Eisenhut both hitting pretty well right now as the second base tandem.
As the Fish Sticks make their way out onto the field, I mean, it's going to be hard to replicate what happened last night, but the Sticks are going to try their best. 14-0, and that was a game that DubSea was just in the driver's seat the whole way through.
They were after a scoreless first inning. It just took 1 run in the second inning to start things up, and then 7 runs in the next 2 innings combined for the Fish Sticks. And we talked so much about their offense, but we have to give just as much credit to their pitching staff as well, because they shut them down. 9 straight innings, no runs. The starter, Atticus Stanfield, which is first team all-name for this team, made his first start of the summer, and it's his first day in a Stick uniform too. And he went 4 scoreless innings, got out of multiple jams, then it was just on from there. He built that momentum, and the Sticks are looking to do the same today.
So we get set for the national anthem here, and the lineups make their way onto the field. Going to be a pretty normal lineup for the Fish Sticks today. Braden Bartholomew, man with 2 homers last night, taking up his regular post at first base. He was the DH at the beginning of last night's game. I think it's the first time we haven't seen him at first base all year. Peyton Barsati behind the dish, and Rodrigo Montano will be the starter for the Fish Sticks, coming out in the King County Metro Water Taxi, driven by Josiah, our great on-field host. And we are ready for the national anthem, sung today by the Mwango sisters.
At this time, please rise if you are able for the singing of today's national anthem. We have some special guests performing at the fire today. Please help us welcome a talented trio known for their performances at Stone and Anderson, the Mwango sisters.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The Mwango sisters with the national anthem on the 250th birthday of the United States of America, and it doesn't get much more American than some afternoon baseball right here at Mel Olson Stadium. Rodrigo Montano gets the start, as in honor of the 4th of July, we tried a national anthem standoff here at the Friar, but they're having none of it today. Kenji Bray is in trouble down there. But Rodrigo Montano gets the start today, 6 2/3 of work for him on the mound. He also hits. He's 2 for 5 on the year. Worked a huge walk back on Thursday in the bottom of the 9th inning. And he's got a 2.7 ERA in those 6 2/3 this year. Montano, one of the two-way guys on this team, alongside Isaac Watson, Beckett Turnbow, Luke Parker, just to name a few. Montano going to join Luke Parker and Kenji Bray down in Golden at the Colorado School of Mines next season. He's just graduated from Eastlake High School. So a lot of Eastlake guys know Montano for this Washington A's team.
Yeah, and he'll follow in the footsteps of the pitchers that I mentioned that were just fantastic last night in that 14-0 victory. It was the least amount of pitchers that the Sticks have used in a game this summer. Stanfield went 4 innings, just 2 hits, no earned runs, did have a couple of walks, but struck out 5, and then Colton Upfer, the St. Mary's kid, came in 1 2/3, struck out 3 of the 5 batters he faced. And then Isaac Watson started the day at first base. He came in relief, 3 1/3 shutout innings with 6 strikeouts. So it was an impressive performance on the mound, just as impressive as it was at the plate. Braden Bartholomew was a big reason for the offensive explosion last night. We highlighted him in the opening with those 2 homers and 6 RBIs. First Stick this summer to have a multi-homer game.
6 runs batted in a game is also a season high for the Fish Sticks, and we might see another Bartholomew at some point in the lineup today. We do have a fan batter in this non-league game, and it is Braden Bartholomew's dad, but we'll have to wait until the bottom of the first inning for that. Right now, it's Rodrigo Montano on the bump against Jaden Matsuoka. Matsuoka led off last night's game, a base hit into right field on the first pitch. So a really good leadoff hitter for this A's squad. It's going to be Matsuoka, Tyler Long, and Daniel Weintraub, so the same top 3 in the lineup from last night. Lefty Montano is ready to roll, and the first pitch on the 4th of July is fouled back.
Yeah, Matsuoka impressed us last night with his speed. He has got blazing speed. I think we mentioned it, but probably the fastest guy that the Sticks have played this season. He showed off in the outfield, but he also stole a base last night after he got on with that single.
Montano quickly ahead 0-2. I think it's a close contest between Matsuoka and Ryan Doyle of the Wenatchee Apple Sox, for the fastest guy we've seen in an opposing uniform this year. Both teams wearing the white today. Could be a bit confusing at some point.
Yeah, not only them, but the home plate umpire as well is wearing white.
Yeah,
so
all kinds of white.
We've got red, white, and blue.
I do
ump
have to
ups.
say, the umps have really showed up and showed out today. We've got red at third, white behind home, and blue at first base. That just misses for Montano. Also, Washington A is some specialty 4th of July jerseys. There's the red today. Can't call them blue. Obviously, usually you would call him blue, and he is very much not blue. And Matsuoka is very much struck out to start this game. Rodrigo Montano blows a fastball by him.
It's a great start for Montano. Again, we saw Watson last night in relief strike out 6 in 3 1/3, and Montano going right back to work and following up what the Sticks did last night.
Now Tyler Long comes up. He's been a mainstay in the top of the lineup against this Fish Sticks team. Did have a base hit yesterday. First pitch for Montano in there for strike 1.
Nicely done by Montano to get ahead 0-2 in the last count against Matsuoka. It's so crucial that this pitching staff retires the leadoff batters. That's one thing that Stanfield couldn't do last night.
Quickly ahead 0-2, so the second straight batter that Rodrigo Montano has gotten ahead on. No balls and 2 strikes. We talked about it a little more yesterday than we did today, but Daniel Weintraub on deck. You want him to come up in the most low-leverage situation you possibly can, and getting Matsuoka and Long out here would do just that. 0-2 coming to Tyler Long, just misses out for ball 1. The frame from Barsotti, not enough.
Sold out at the Friar today. It's a big crowd for an 11:05 first pitch.
1-2 for Montano. It's his second strikeout of the game already. 2 batters and 2 Ks for Rodrigo Montano.
Yeah, well, he's got the fastball working right now. Just blew that right past Tyler Long, who has really been struggling now in the 3rd game that the A's have played against the Sticks. He's been in the 2-hole, and he got a hit last night in what we call garbage time because it was 14-0 already at that point, but that drops him to 1 for 8 in the 3 games that these two have played each other.
So now Daniel Weintraub had a huge day the first time these two squads met, as he watches low for ball 1, a 2-run double that put the A's right back in that one on opening night. Fish Sticks came out on top 6-5, and then a 14-0 blowout just last night. 1-0 coming. That's in there for strike 1.
We saw an off-speed from Montano to begin the last at-bat, and after that strikeout, it's just been straight gas right now.
1-1 coming from Montano to Weintraub. Into right field, that's going to get down. Weintraub's already got his first hit of the day, and that's why you want him to come up with nobody on, because he is a really talented ball player.
Yeah, didn't have his best stuff yesterday. Was 1 for 4 with a couple of Ks, but this is what he did last night on his only hit. He saw a fastball, met it right where it was pitched in the zone, another line drive single. And Weintraub definitely impressed us here in the broadcast booth, and he's stuck out offensively for this team.
Bo Tate now comes up. He's been an everyday starter for this team as well out in the outfield, and he chases outside on the first pitch. Strike 1. Montano doing a good job of getting ahead in counts. 3rd first pitch strike and 4 batters for Rodrigo Montano today. He'll check on Weintraub at first.
Yeah, Weintraub showed off the power with the 2-run double that he eventually legged out to third base on the throw home in the season opener. But he also stole 2 bases in that one as well. So he's got a lot of power and speed. over there at first base.
Montano just barely outside for the first ball to Bo Tate. We've seen Tate in the outfield quite a bit, but he is playing first base today, so a utility man for the A's. Montano, the lefty, forces Tate to foul it back, and he's ahead 1-2.
Yeah, last night, the pitching staff for the Sticks only allowed 4 hits. They struck out 14 and allowed just 6 walks. That's the best strikeout to walk ratio that the staff has shown in a game this summer. It was really impressive to watch.
1-2 coming. It's another foul ball. Tate will stay alive. Weintraub was moving over to second, so already showing off that speed, but he will have to retreat to first.
The A's had a lot of action last night on the base pads. We saw multiple double steals as well as a couple swipes of third base. They're not afraid to get moving once they get on.
Ground ball right over to Tyler Eisenhut. Very easy play to Bartolome. Rodrigo Montano strikes out 2 in the first inning, and it's a clean sheet in the top of the first. The first chance for the Fish Sticks at the plate coming up.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Once upon a home, in a Seattle bungalow, the Huffs searched on Thumbtack to find their next pro. Now the job is all done, and the table is set. The hot dogs taste better on their fancy new deck. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Lineup today for the DubSea Fish Sticks here at home. It will be Rylan Gullard in the leadoff spot, hitting in center field, and then Jake Rolling hitting second, Braden Bartholome hitting third, Peyton Barsotti catching and in the cleanup spot, Von Lowe hitting fifth, Jackson Dule hitting sixth, and then it's Noah Kung, the shortstop, hitting seventh, Eisenhut, who just made the play in the top half of the inning, hitting eighth and playing second base. Cade Galen out in right field hitting ninth, and then a non-league game, so 10 guys in the lineup. It will be Luke Parker hitting 10th. He's playing third base. But before any of that, we've got a fan batter today, the 4th fan batter of the year, and it's a familiar face for one of the guys in the Fish Sticks lineup. It's Braden Bartholome's dad, Kevin Bartholome, getting into the box today.
Well, Braden Bartholome had 2 long shots last night, so obviously there's some genetic stuff there. So maybe Kevin gave his baseball skills to Braden, and he's about to shoot one over the fence, which would be the first hit in 4 years of this. We always say that. They're 0 for 3 so far this season.
You can already see the smarts coming into play. He's in the back of the box, and Champion misses outside for ball 1. There's a look at Braden Bartholome on the railing. This is must-see TV for him, I'm sure.
It's a great shot.
1-0, way ahead. I think that's the first time we've seen a fan batter ahead this year.
At least he swung the bat. Dane yesterday didn't swing the bat. It struck out.
1 ball, 1 strike. That's fouled off. Count is now 1-2. He seems like the most capable fan batter we've had this year.
Yeah, we've seen contact a couple of times, but
1-2, he stays alive. Good battle between Jack Champion and Kevin Bartholome right now.
Always a pleasure to score on Game Changer is the fan batter.
1-2 coming. Grounded over to the shortstop. Sebastian Unai will head over to first, and it's dug out of the turf by Tate. Kevin Bartholome, a really good AB for today's fan batter. He'll get a nice reception here at the Friar. Man, that throw was not great over there from that's Irola at shortstop, and heck of a play by Bo Tate to keep Bartholome off the bags right there.
Again, Kevin Bartholome would have stayed at first base and ran around the bases if he had made it. He would have been the first base runner of the season, but he didn't, he didn't pull a hammy or anything either. He's in great shape, hustled down the first base line.
1 down here in the bottom of the first is Jack Champion's first offering to Rylan Gullard. in there for strike one. Gullard has just had a dream season at the plate. Hit streak now sitting at 17 games. Had a 2-run double on Thursday to get the scoring started against the Dudes. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice pitch from Champion. Sneak through the back door for strike 2.
Yeah, Champion was the guy who got the start in the season opener way back on June 6th. He went 4 innings and let up 3 earned.
Gullard into left field. Does it have enough? It sure does. Rylan Gullard. This guy can't be stopped right now. A leadoff bomb in the bottom of the first, and it's 1-0 Fish Sticks.
There hasn't been a lot of no-doubters this summer, but that one, you could tell off the bat, was getting out. He had to square up a couple of pitches from Jack Champion, and then you can't just throw meatballs right down the middle to a guy like Rylan Gullard, and he just left it right out in the middle of the plate. Did Jack Champion. It was a fastball just right over the zone, and I think Gullard knew it right away, and so did Champion.
So Gullard quickly extends his hit streak to 18 games. It's his 3rd homer of the season, and now Jake Rolling will come up and watch ball 1 downstairs. Rolling putting up some easy mode numbers right now. Went 4 for 4 against this team yesterday, reached base 5 times, and improved his on-base percentage to just a whopping .686. Have you ever seen anything like that out of a guy that's played 10 games?
I have not at any level. I don't even think when I was playing T-ball I had that, or even the better players at T-ball. I mean, he's slashing .522, .686, .1555 in 10 games.
His OPS doesn't even fit on our lower third. Count is even 2-2. Champion replicates that backdoor slider, lefty on righty. It was after that pitch to get to 2 strikes that he gave up a homer to Rylan Gullard last time out. Rolling fouls it back. That would have been right at us if there was no net.
There's at least 2 or 3 times on his hits yesterday that Rolling got all the way to a 2-strike count before lining singles. He had 3 of them after that double in the first.
Fouls it off again, and we'll do 2-2 for the 3rd straight time.
This didn't bother Rylan Gullard clearly, but the velocity difference between Sean Evans yesterday, who we learned was clocking 94 miles an hour at the mound yesterday, versus Jack Champion, who definitely has a lower velocity.
Rolling, he's done it again. This is insane what he's doing to this Washington A's team. He's now 5 for 5 in the series. He's reached all 6 times he's come to the plate. It's another base hit for the future Zag.
Boy, Mark Maktoff has to be drooling right now looking at this guy over at Gonzaga. I mean, he's reached base all 6 times, and it's hits like that. We talked about in the Apple Sox series, but the high-level Division I guys just have hits like that. The line drives to the right side and up the middle often. And that's what Jake Rolling's doing right now. It is impressive to watch.
First pitch to Bartholomew, down and out for ball 1. Bartholomew 2 for 4 with a couple bombs yesterday and drove in 6. That's the most runs anyone has driven in a single game for the Fish Sticks this year. He's ahead 2-0 on Jack Champion, and again, his dad led off this inning and grounded out to Irola over at short. 4 homers on the year for Bartholomew. He leads the team. Gullard closed the gap already today with his 3rd of the year right here in the bottom of the 1st inning to make it 1-0. Bartholomew had 3-0.
Yeah, Bartholomew actually took the lead, the RBI team lead from Gullard last night with that 6 RBI game, and now Gullard's right back at the top.
Zone finder from Champion for strike 1. Here's a look at his first homer from last night. Basically the same exact spot where Gullard hit his today. And then his second came in the wee hours of the night last night, made it 14-0. The cherry on top of a blowout win. 3-1. Oh, look out over in the A's dugout. That ball was scorched foul. Here's his second homer last night. This ball was hit on a line.
Yeah, it was, and I mentioned in the opening, but he was 1 for 15 in his last 15 at-bats coming into the game, but he was staying in the 3-hole because a lot of those at-bats, he was hitting line drives just right at defenders. You could see the exasperation after the at-bats. Finally got it clicked last night.
3-2, he watches down for ball 4, and he will reach base. For the first time today, now Peyton Barsotti will come up. Runners on second and first, and nobody gone, or excuse me, one's gone. Kevin Bartholomew grounded out to the shortstop. But Barsotti starting to get that batting average up, and we know he can pop one out of here at any given time. Already has 2 homers on the year.
Yeah, came in to pinch hit last night for Jake Daly. He was 0 for 2, but had 4 hits over the 4 previous games before that.
Rolling on second, Bartholomew on first. Those were the 2 guys that really gave the A's fits last night and made history. Co-sticks of the game. And if you watch the game, I think they both deserved it as much as one another. But we went down there, and Connor, our social media guy, is the one that takes the picture for stick of the game, and he told Braden that he was stick of the game. And Jake was right next to him, and Jake got really jealous. And he was just like, why did I not win? I went 4 for 4, and I reached base 5 times, and I'm getting on base 70% of the time. And Connor turns to him, and he goes, no, you're stick of the game, too. We gave it to 2 guys today, and they both deserved it as much as one another last night. It was so impressive to watch. Barsotti ahead 2-0. That is right at Irola. Barsotti lines out, and there's 2 gone.
Yeah, and that's not even to mention Beckett Turnbow, who went 3 for 3 with 2 walks, so he reached all 5 times he was up. He entered the game with 2 hits on the summer and then hit 3 last night, and that was a guy who we couldn't even give 3 sticks of the game to because of the performances from Rolling and Bartholomew.
Now Vaughn Lowe will come up, the Tacoma Community College Titan, hitting 244 on the year and has driven in 11 runs. He'll foul off the first pitch.
Yeah, this is a guy that's excelled with runners in scoring position. He had his average up near 350 for a while. Has kind of fallen into a little bit of a lull, but he's hitting 368 with runners in scoring position on the season. There's another one out there and a lot of speed in Jake Rolling at second.
0-1 coming low into left field. That gets down for a base hit. Rolling, churning around third, and it's quickly 2-0 Fish Sticks. Vaughn Lowe brings home another run. It's the 12th run he's driven in on the summer.
And right there is an exact replica of a myriad of hits that Vaughn Lowe has had with runners in scoring position. I was just talking about it, but the line drive to left field has been his signature. Has not showed off a ton of power, but he's just a great contact hitter and gets the job done when those runners are nearing home plate.
Jackson Dule will come up, reached a couple times on walks yesterday, didn't have a hit. Ended up 0 for 3, and he watched a strike 1 go by. Rylan Gullard had his 3rd homer of the year to get the scoring started in this one, and then Vaughn Lowe brings home Jake Rolling, and the Fish Sticks still threatening with runners on second and first. And 2 down, count is 1-1 to Dule.
Yeah, Dule walked 3 times yesterday, so see if he's anxious maybe to swing the bat.
1-1, he sure was right there. That will get by the backstop, Adam Ratkowski, and both runners advance, so now 2 in scoring position, but the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
An opportunity for Dule, who is slumping a little bit as of late. He's 0 for his last 10, not counting those walks yesterday after getting to a scorching hot start.
Champions 1-2, runs in. Bartholomew thought about going, but it bounced right back to Ratkowski behind the dish, and he would have been dead to rights if he broke for home right there. 2 balls and 2 strikes coming to Jackson Dule. Fish Sticks have already plated 2. Champion comes home. That'll miss out. Count fills up.
Well, that's a dangerous one to let go, and a 2-2 count for Dule. He was kind of lunging at it, and he almost braced for the umpire to call a strike.
Payoff pitch from Champion. Dule fouls it straight back, and he stays alive in a full count. Two coming, that'll run in on him. It might have hit him. It doesn't matter. He will take first base anyway, and the bases are loaded for Noah Kung. Kung, an average of 324 on the summer, performed well against the West Coast League teams last week, and against this A's team, he hasn't had as much success. He hasn't had as many reps either. He's 0 for 1. Bags are packed, and Kung down the first base line. Foul ball to start him off.
He had 3 multi-hit games in a row against the Dudes, Elevate Northwest, and then against the Yakima Valley Pippins. This guy that's heating up at the right time.
That's chopped up the middle. It gets through. Bartholomew scores. Lowe will score. 4-0 Fish Sticks in the first, and Noah Kung stays hot.
It's a great piece of hitting from Kung. He's towards the outside part of the plate, and he just took it right up the middle. Perfect spot. Got a little lucky with where the middle infield was playing, but that one was a little low at the knees as well. Hit it hard and hard enough to get past Irola at short, and man, I mean, one of these outs came from the fan batter, Kevin Bartholomew, Braden Bartholomew's dad, and there's Cole Nupfer, who is the first base coach, it looks like right now, and he's got an elbow guard on.
Not going to see a lot of first base coaches with elbow guards, I think. Maybe just staying smart over there. Quick meeting on the mound for the A's. Jack Champion, who really did have a good start against this team the first time they faced off. That was on opening night. Went 4 innings deep as the starter. And only gave up 3 runs in those 4 innings. He's already let up 4. He's only gotten 2 outs today.
Yeah, action already in the bullpen now for the A's. Got one up and moving during that break.
Now it's Tyler Eisenhut's turn. Eisenhut, one of the plays of the year when he one-handed a fish last night, but also had one of the plays of the year on Thursday down to their last strike. Eisenhut roped a base hit into right field and brought home Braden Bartholomew to tie the game in the bottom of the 9th against the Dudes. Fish Sticks went on to win 6-5 in 10 innings. 0-1 coming from Champion. Eisenhut ahead, and he's quickly behind. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, going back to that at-bat in the 9th inning, Eisenhut has 3 straight RBI singles in as many at-bats. It came in a pinch hit yesterday for Hamada, who eventually had the walk-off RBI on Thursday. He was 2 for 2 with a couple RBIs.
0-2 coming to Eisenhut. He lets it go. Ball 1. Appeal is unsuccessful for the A's. Rylan Gullard's already got the helmet on again. Seemed like just moments ago he went yard to get this party started in the first inning, but Eisenhut, then Cade Galen, Luke Parker, and Gullard would come up after that. Runners are moving. Eisenhut fouls it off right into his leg, and Dule and Kung will have to return to second and first respectively. Count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
This is what Eisenhut did in that crucial at-bat late against the Dudes on Thursday. Fought off a couple of pitches, and it was a 2-2 count before he laced it into right field to score that tying run. Then the ensuing at-bats, both of them yesterday, also took the ball to right field and both scored a run.
An absolutely jam-packed Friar today on July 4th. And the 1-2 to Eisenhut. Up the middle, Irola has to lay out, and the fielder's choice is recorded. Nice play by Irola to keep that in the infield and make the 3rd out of the inning, but the Fish Sticks already picking up where they left off last night. It is 4-0 DubSea at the end of the first inning.
Yeah, that's a pretty lengthy break for Rodrigo Montano, who had 17 pitches in that first inning, let up a hit to Daniel Weintraub, which is not a shocker if you've been watching the previous 2 games against the A's, but otherwise was really clean.
Just a great crowd here at the Friar. You can see Rodrigo Montano right there honoring the service members in attendance here at Mel Olson Stadium. And Montano, really clean inning in the first, had 2 strikeouts to his name and only saw 4 batters. The hit he did give up was to Daniel Weintraub, which is something we've said a lot about this A's team this year. Can we talk a little bit about Daniel Weintraub? Because the Fish Sticks are 2-0 against this team, but Weintraub has had a hit in all 3 games now of the season series, and he has been so good in every single one of the games, even the 14-0 blowout last night.
Yeah, and the 6-5 game in the season opener almost feels like it's gone in the wind because it was almost a month ago now, but also just after the dominant performance they put on last night, it seems like the Fish Sticks have improved a little bit as the season has gone along. They've been messing with a ton of different lineups since that opening day as well, but one thing that stayed consistent for the A's at least is how good Weintraub has been playing, as you said.
So Sebastian Unai will come up, might be a familiar name if you've watched the broadcast, as he'll ground out to Eisenhut. It's another Unai that the Fish Sticks have faced, Julian Unai from the Redmond Dudes. He has killed the Fish Sticks this year, but Unai for the A's not as lucky. It's a first pitch ground out to Eisenhut over at second base.
And what a tattoo that Alex Amata has there on his left bicep. Again, the hero on Thursday night, showing off his guns a little bit.
Montano starts off Austin Halverson with a strike. I don't think we've seen Montano really rely on the fastball like this year, but it's working so far. Still the early stages, but the Fish Sticks already with a 4-0 lead. That'll trail foul, and it's 0-2.
If Montano continues to get ahead in counts, especially with how maybe rattled these A's hitters are after the stark difference between the season opener and last night, he could extend this outing to 4 and maybe even 5 innings, which would be the longest of the season for the Sticks so far.
0-2, off-speed that is hooked into the turf. 4-1. Halverson, the DH today, but has been a regular in the lineup, at least in this season series. 0-3 last night, and he waves and misses. Already 3 strikeouts today for Rodrigo Montano. This will work, man. This has been awesome.
Continuing the work that the Sticks did yesterday, again, goes right back to the fastball, and the A's cannot catch up to this right now. Halverson just whiffs completely.
Gabe Prock will try his luck now against Rodrigo Montano. Prock also pitched in yesterday's game. That's down the left field line. It should stay fair, and it's the first hit of the game, or the second inning, excuse me, for the A's. So another 2-out hit for the visitors. That time it's Gabe Prock.
There we go.
There we are.
It's a happy 4th, and we've got beautiful American flags that were brought to us by our lovely intern crew here at the Friar. We'll be waving this all morning. And there's Jack, too. Jack, hey, this is our ticket guy. We got to showcase Jack. We didn't get Jack on the camera yesterday, but Jack does great work. We'll show him after this pitch. That one's low. There's Jack.
There he is.
Jack,
there
take
he
it
is.
away.
Say hi, yes.
From the University of Portland.
I've never seen someone as busy as Jack is at the Friar.
Jack got here at 5:30 or 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's
wow.
how busy he was. One of the guys that makes this all happen.
How do we put this? I did not. I was definitely not here at 6:30 today. Montano behind to Ryder Oswalt. 2 balls and no strikes. We've seen Oswalt behind the plate a couple times in this series. He is the extra hitter for the A's today. Two-0 coming. That is grounded to Eisenhut, who has been very busy at second base. Fielder's choice wraps up the second inning, and it's 2 clean frames for Rodrigo Montano. The Fish Sticks ahead 4-0 going into the bottom of the second on the Fish Sticks Network.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the Friar for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
4-0, the Fish Sticks leading the Washington A's. Early in this one, it was a great first frame for the Sticks after the fan batter Kevin Bartholomew grounded out to short. It was a Rylan Gollard solo homer followed by a series of base hits. Jake Rolling reached and Braden Bartholomew was walked, and then Vaughn Lowe brought in a run off his bat with a single, and Noah Kung brought in 2 of his own with a chopper up the middle, and we now find ourselves in a 4-0 ball game in the early stages.
Yeah, and that'll be the end of Jack Champions Night after we went 4 innings in the first game of the season against the Fish Sticks. It'll now be Chris Brown, and no, not that Chris Brown, that the singer, but he's going to come in and wear Tristan Wygam's jersey from last night and face off against Cade Galen.
Galen in the 9-hole today. It's going to be 9-10-1 for the Fish Sticks. Cade Galen, Luke Parker, and then back to Rylan Gollard. Already has a solo shot in this one. Galen watches it up and outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Noah Benedict, a late scratch, and Cade Galen, who likely would have come in and pinch hit anyway, he will take his place in the starting lineup.
Brown, that hits Galen right in the middle of the 3 on his back. And it's a leadoff base runner for the Sticks in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Galen has struggled a little bit to hit at the plate, but is one of the guys on this team that has a pretty staggering difference between his average and his on-base percentage. He entered this game with a 133 average, but 350 on-base percentage. He forces walks and gets hit by pitch a lot as well.
First AB of the day for Luke Parker. Starting to swing the bat a lot better in recent games, and he's ahead of the first pitch from Brown for strike 1.
One of these days, Parker is going to connect perfect on the barrel and send a ball about 450 feet into left field. We just haven't seen it yet.
That's grounded out. Irola might be 2. He just heads on over to first, and it's a ground out that advances the runner for Luke Parker. Not a clean exchange from Irola at short. It might have been 2 on a perfectly clean exchange over there, but an out is recorded for the A's, and Rylan Gollard will come up again. Solo homer back in the 4-run first for the Fish Sticks. Off Jack Champion, and already facing his second pitcher of the game. That's down in the turf for ball 1.
Yeah, Gollard got things going after Kevin Bartholomew grounded out. At least the fan batter put it in play. That's the first time this season we've seen that in 4 attempts. But Gollard with a quote-unquote leadoff home run, which is 3rd of the season. We've become accustomed to how good Rylan Gollard's been this year. And he was hitting well last year at Linfield. He hit .329 over there with Zach Hampson and company. And he's in the transfer portal, and he will very likely, more than not, be at the D1 level.
He has been as advertised for the Fish Sticks this summer. 2-0 coming up the middle, hit hard, but right at Irola at short. Throw almost pulls Tate off the bag, but able to reel it in for out number 2. Galen advances to 3rd.
Well, nicely done by Chris Brown coming in and retiring Rylan Gollard. That is a good sign, but the next 2 batters following him are right now probably harder outs in Jake Rolling and Braden Bartholomew, which is a tall task to go against Rylan Gollard and kind of snatch that chain from him as of late. But all-time heater right now for Rolling.
Just some stupid numbers in the series. He's 5 for 5 against the A's over the past couple days. Already has a single in this one. Also reached on a walk yesterday. Watches ball 1 go by. He's been walked quite a bit this year. It's kind of why his OBP is so high. 1-0, he fouls that back.
Yeah, last at bat, he was very patient, fouled a couple pitches off in a 2-2 count before taking it the other way. It was just a great piece of hitting, and Rolling showed off the power. He had a double yesterday, also has a home run this season, but he just finds any way he can to get on base.
Rolling up the middle. You've got to be kidding me with this guy. 5-0 Fish Sticks. He's now 6 for 6 in the series. This is unbelievable.
I don't think I've seen a heater like this, especially we were talking about in the opening over a 10-game span. He's now 2 for 2, another RBI, and I'm a little speechless. I mean, he had 35 plate appearances coming into the game and was hitting .522. I mean, this is no fluke.
Now Braden Bartholomew, who had 2 homers last night, that's into right center. It should stand up. Good charge from Bartholomew, but Matsuoka with all kinds of speed makes the play. Jake Rolling brings in another run for the Fish Sticks, and it is 5-0. It looks like we'll get another inning out of Rodrigo Montano on the mound.
Yeah, now let's put our math skills to the test right here, which is what we did yesterday. So coming into the game, I mentioned the 35 plate appearances for Jacob Rolling. So he has 12 hits, 11 walks, and has been hit once. So 22 of 35 at the dish, at least from a let's reach base mindset. So now he's 24 for 37.
Oy.
So let's do some quick.
No, wouldn't he be 26 for 37?
26. That is correct. That is. Oof. He's up to a 703 on base percentage right now through now his 11th game. That is just unreal. But this is a new competition.
So in the spirit of 4th of July and in the spirit of the Fish Sticks, we're going to have a fish stick eating contest down the first base line.
Oh, yeah.
Just a normal serving of fish sticks that they serve at the Fresh Catch here
These
in the
guys
stadium.
are no rush.
Not the highest level of competitive eating you're ever going to see. I think USA jersey in the middle's in the lead, but, man, I like both of our chances in this one if we were down there. I'm going to be honest.
This is about the same speed that I eat chicken tenders at right now. On a normal day, I could rinse these guys. Just eating normal speed.
Taking all kinds of time. We're going to have to get them off the field at some point because Rodrigo Montano is ready for the 3rd inning. And it's funny that we have to get them off the field because the entire objective of this one is to be fast. You're supposed to be working quick. And, yeah, the hitter, everyone on the field is ready except for the fish stick guys.
These are just 3 guys hanging out and having a little snack on the field.
This is...
Look at the speed. There's absolutely no intensity from any of the guys.
Dude, they have to get off the field. Everyone is watching them. We've got umps waiting on them. Now they're going to go have a chat with the fish stick guys. There's Braden Bartholomew just having a chat with the first base ump.
I mean, just, again, no urgency whatsoever.
He's not even done.
He took one
I thought that was
bite.
his last one.
You can so easily put that entire fish stick in your mouth in one bite.
I don't think I've ever seen a delay like this. Oh, thank God, we have a winner.
Rodrigo Montano at the mound was just taking it all in. Man, they got to put us on there because personally, I think all 4 fish sticks could fit in my mouth at once, and we would be out in a flash.
I think Montano would be through the 3rd
Yeah.
at this point if we were out there. So now after the lengthy wait from another run coming across and the fish stick guys taking their sweet time, Rodrigo Montano will start off the 3rd inning. It's Gio Irola who has gotten the bulk of the work out in the field for the A's at shortstop today. Watch his ball 1 upstairs.
That was just hysterical. I can't get over that.
1-0 misses in. Irola has been a regular in this season series at the bottom of the lineup, and interesting to not see him move up. He has been, I think, one of the better bats for this team against the Fish Sticks this year.
Yeah, no one had success last night. He was 0 for 3. They just had 4 hits on the night.
Montano with the zone finder in a 3-0 count. For the first strike on Irola, it is Gio Irola, then Adam Retkowski, the catcher, and Jaden Matsuoka, the leadoff hitter, due up for the A's. And that runs in on Irola, so leadoff walk to start off the third from Montano. And Retkowski will come up for the first time today.
I actually think that caught a piece of his arm. But regardless, he's on first. They'll go towards the bottom of the order. This will be the 10th batter, of course, non-league game, so 10 batters are allowed on both sides.
Adam Retkowski, first we saw of him in this series, he came in and caught the back half of the game yesterday, replacing Ryder Oswalt behind the dish. First pitch from Montano is a ball. 1-0 comes home and it's up and in, so 7 pitches in this inning for Montano, and 6 of them have missed the zone. Looks like Peyton Barsati will go have him maybe take a deep breath right here and start to find the zone again, and Mark Lynn might be signaling to the bullpen in this situation. So in the middle of a 2-0 count, Rodrigo Montano will come out. 2 really strong innings for Montano in the start today. Able to strike out 3, and maybe a quick hook right there for Montano. I mean, obviously you lose a batter on the walk and then fall behind 2-0, but got to be the script right here. The Fish Sticks will bring in Cole Miller here in the top of the third inning in a 5-0 ball game.
Yeah, Miller's been heating up as of late. He started off rough to begin the season. He allowed a few earned to the Blackfins in the second game of the season and in the 8th inning in a game that got away from them. But since then, has really been nails. He's been commanding the zone well. He doesn't have the highest velocity fastball on the team, but right now I think anyone on the coaching staff, especially Mark Lynn, they're looking for strikes. Early in the season and even in the Central Washington road trip, we saw a lot of pitchers kind of lose their control a little bit, and that might have been a West Coast League maybe fear that the batters were going to come up and if you put it in the zone, they were going to take a yard, which is, I mean, kind of what the Apple Sox did. But right now, Cole Miller's pumping the zone well. He squared off against the Dudes just a couple of days ago, went 1 1/3, just 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and no earned runs. His ERA has now dipped all the way down to 3.86. He was up to 9 at the start of the season. So an arm that's been working well. He'll be the first out of the pen.
Yeah, it seems like Cole Miller is more confident with every outing. That's something that I've said, I think, every time he's thrown. But he comes in with a runner on, and definitely an interesting spot for him. Already down 2-0 to Adam Retkowski. Sweet Caroline. Cole Miller knows how to get a crowd riled up, that's for sure. Comes out to Sweet Caroline. Just a classic stadium song.
That'll excite everyone at the crowd, of course.
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
That's like a freeway to being a fan favorite here. First pitch from Miller, that's down and out, and not really his fault, but he's behind 3-0 to Adam Retkowski with Matsuoka, the leadoff hitter, on deck.
And it's not often you see a guy come in mid-count, but we've actually seen it a few times this season for the Sticks.
Miller misses up, and 2 pitches from Montano, 2 pitches from Miller, all of them missed the zone. Now runners on second and first. And nobody gone for the A's, who have not scored in this weekend series so far. They were shut out yesterday and obviously don't have a run yet today. That's 11 scoreless innings. Now they're threatening right here in the third.
Atticus Stanfield, who was the starter yesterday for the Sticks, ran into a lot of trouble in his 4 innings, but was able to strand 5 base runners in scoring position. So although it was a 0 spot, a donut yesterday for the A's, they definitely had runners on scoring position, and Stanfield and others are able to come in and shut that down.
5-0 Fish Sticks here in the top of the third inning. Cole Miller trying to work through a jam here. Matsuoka showed bunt the first time around. Didn't right there. Took both pitches, and it's a 1-1 count. 4 runs in the first and 1 in the second for the Sticks. Matsuoka struck out to Rodrigo Montano his first time up. Bartholome playing way in over at first base. Matsuoka shows bunt here. It's a good one. Cole Miller goes to 3, and they get the out in time. Nice play from Cole Miller, defending the mound well, and the lead runner is retired for the first out.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Cole Miller, who might not have even been thinking about this, but Matsuoka was going to be safe by a mile at first base. Tyler Eisenhut was running over to cover after Bartholome came in, and Miller smartly went to Luke Parker at third and got him by just a hair at third base. I was expecting Matsuoka to bunt because of how speedy he was, and Parker would have had no chance if he went to first, so nicely done to get the lead runner.
Still runners on second and first, but 1 out now for Tyler Long. Daniel Weintraub on deck for the A's. He's got 1 of the 2 hits for the visitors today. One-0 coming from Cole Miller. Upstairs, ball 2. Long ahead in the count.
Long struck out his last time up, and he's been really struggling in the 3 games, hitting at the 2-hole spot. Really young guy. He's going into his junior year of high school, but has struggled.
2-0 comes home, and it's up once again. Miller behind, 3 balls and no strikes, and if Long is walked right here, that would load the bases for Weintraub. The last thing you want to do against this A's lineup. We've seen Miller give up quite a few hits this year, but also quite a few ground balls, and the ground ball would be just what the doctor ordered right now for the Fish Sticks. 3-0 count to Long. Miller finds the zone. Paints the corner really on 3-0 for strike 1. Long also struck out his first time up against Rodrigo Montano. And like Kyle said, not his best work against the Fish Sticks this year. 3-1, that will miss in, and now the bases are loaded for Daniel Weintraub, so the A's threatening heavily right here in the 3rd.
That's the exact same spot that Atticus Stanfield saw in the 2nd inning yesterday, but with 2 gone. And right now, this is the absolute last person in this lineup that you want to see come up if you're Cole Miller. Weintraub has done so much damage at the plate, by far the most amount of damage against the Sticks for the A's in now Game 3 of the season series. This is a big out right now at the plate.
First pitch to Weintraub. Miller goes off speed, and it's in there for strike 1. That's a nice pitch to start him off with. Weintraub playing in center today. Singled into right field his first time up. If he replicated that right now, it would likely bring in 2 runs with Matsuoka on second. Oh, one coming. Miller pulls that outside. Barsati covers it up and likely saves a run, but it's ball 1.
Again, the season opener was 6-5. That was almost a month ago. And then yesterday, the A's were never in the ball game, it felt like, even after the first inning. And right now, with one swing of the bat, the A's could start gaining some momentum to come back here.
1-1, Weintraub fooled by Cole Miller right there. And it's strike 2. Pacific Lutheran Lute ahead of Weintraub.
It's a nice pitch by Miller. He gave a heavy dosage of fastballs over to Tyler Long to try to find the zone, and went off speed on the first pitch, caught a piece of the zone. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to it.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Daniel Weintraub. Already 1 for 1 in this game. Probably the most talented guy in the lineup. That's into center field. Gullard will make the play, but it will bring in a run. As Irola tags up, and the A's finally played a run in this weekend series. Still 5-1 Fish Sticks. Oh, and now Matsuoka, they said he left the bag early before Gullard caught the ball, and there's 3 outs in the 3rd. That run should count because I believe Irola crossed home plate before the Fish Sticks tag second base. So I think the run's going to count here, and it will be 5-1, but the Fish Sticks get a gift. The run will count, so the score is 5-1 Fish Sticks, but Cole Miller gets a gift and gets out of that jam pretty clean.
Yeah, that would have been still 2 down with runners at first and third, and luckily Matsuoka did leave the bag early at second base. So as you said, that definitely was a gift, but the run will come across. Nice piece of hitting by Weintraub. Miller actually went back to the fastball on that pitch, and Weintraub was expecting it, took it right out to Rylan Gullard, who had to go pretty far back, almost was at the track, didn't even attempt to throw down to home plate. So it'll be a 5-1 game. It's nice for the A's. We'll take another look at this play. Nice for the A's to see some momentum. Can't really see if Matsuoka left early there, but Tyler Eisenhut was all over it. He saw at second base. That's a great heads-up play by Eisenhut to get out of that inning, because that could have been further trouble.
Chris Brown will come back out, gave up a run in his first inning of work in the second inning, and the Fish Sticks leading 5-1 against the A's. And this is just a perfect afternoon here on the 4th of July. This is what the 4th of July is all about. It's a sunny day. You've got some baseball going on. We've got some hot dogs to the right of us. This is the experience right here.
You know what? I could have probably eaten about 3 of those hot dogs before any of the dudes who were in the fish stick eating contest finished just 3 fish sticks.
Was it 3 fish sticks?
It was either 3 or 4.
That's embarrassing.
It kind of is a little bit.
Ryder Peterson doing an eating contest of his own over there on the bench as the first pitch. To Peyton Barsati was outside for ball 1. Now there's a strike in there to the St. Mary's Gale. Barsati lined out to the shortstop by Rolla. Ryder Peterson and Cole Nupfer, I mean, we can just have our wireless kind of sit on them all game, and something's probably going on between those two. 1-1 is up and out for ball 2.
Oh, there comes the
Here
airplane.
comes the airplane.
Ryder Peterson has earned that mac and cheese. He has been pitching so well this year, and Nupfer had a great outing yesterday. So we'll likely not see Peterson tonight, but he's earned that bowl.
Barsati, big cut. We've already seen him pop a few out of the yard this year. Count is 2-2.
Now I want some mac and cheese.
Of course you do, man.
I love mac and cheese. I think is a universal top 5 favorite food.
Yeah, it's like impossible to mess mac and cheese up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah. You can't like have, like, I guess if it's like that really processed cheese, you could kind of screw it up. But still, I mean, it's like bread and butter is just so good every time. You can't screw it up.
Peterson knows that. There's great mac and cheese here at the Friar. I mean, the concession stand has a pretty expansive menu, but I'm a kind of a picky eater. I just go right there.
Barsati into a full count now against Chris Brown. It is Barsati, then Lowe, then Dule. Here in the 3rd inning, Lowe drove in a run with a single his first time up, and Dule worked a walk. Payoff to Barsati. That is way outside, and Peyton Barsati, the St. Mary's product, is on base for the first time today.
And he's going to go high five his, or maybe not high five, but he'll go and talk to his future St. Mary's teammate Cole Nupfer. He's also going to feed him. I think that's a gumball, which I might chew it on the broadcast, but it's another classic.
Yeah.
It's so American right now. We're talking about mac and cheese and pink bubble
that
gum.
is exactly what the people want to hear at home is chewing noises. Von Lowe will come up, an RBI single for Lowe for his 12th RBI of the year. That is grounded over to third base. Could be 2, 5, 4, 3 double play. Nice turn from the A's. It goes Unai to Long to Tate, and there's 2 gone in the 3rd.
Nice work over there by Sebastian Unai, not Julian Unai of the Redmond Dudes. But Lowe, after that RBI single that was hard hit into left field, that one just was off the end of the bat. And Lowe doesn't have the most speed on this team, so he wasn't able to beat it out. But Von Lowe is just one of the most clutch hitters on this team. He showed it off again in the first, but whenever he's able to have runners in scoring position, he has excelled.
Count is 1-1 to Jackson Dulé, who worked to walk his first time up. Dulé, such a good start to the season, has been swinging the bat the same as of late, but reached 3 times yesterday, already reached in this one with a walk, and it's 2-1 to him here. Dulé plays at Bellevue College, just down I-90 from here. It's ahead 3-1.
See, now I really want mac and cheese.
we shouldn't have showed that. Especially, yeah, I mean, it's lunchtime.
It is.
Here at the Friar as well. 3-1, Dulé chases ball 4. I mean, walked 3 times yesterday, already walked today. Maybe just looking to swing, but that's a pitch you got to leave and get on base with 2 down. Now the count's full to Jackson Dulé. Brown will step off.
Yeah, so now 4 walks in 2 games in the last 2 days against this Fish Sticks team.
Payoff coming. That's fouled off. Might have also been ball 4, but Dulé stays alive nonetheless.
And for a batter like Dulé, who is 0 for his last 10, at least hitting from the plate, you got to be anxious to swing the wood and find one in the zone.
Second straight 3-2. That is way up, and the 5th walk in 2 games for Jackson Dulé. Just finding ways on base right now. Now Noah Kung will come up. Kung's already driven in 2 runs in this game with a single up the middle.
Yeah, it's a nice piece of hitting. Just ground ball, found the perfect spot out there between shortstop and second baseman. And Noah Kung has really shaken off a tough start to the summer and has found himself into the lineup night in and night out.
Infield playing very deep for the A's on Kung, who the bulk of his hits are going to be singles, and he fouls that off into the A's dugout for strike 1. Four in the first and 1 in the second for the Fish Sticks. A's were able to respond in the top half of the third, and the score is 5-1. DubSea. Kung lets that go. That skips right over Ratkowski behind the plate. One of the easiest bags Jackson Dulé will ever have. And there's a runner in scoring position for Noah Kung.
And that's dangerous words for any opposing team, at least in the last 7 or 8 games or so. And Kung is kind of emulating Von Lowe a little bit. He's been so dangerous with runners in scoring position.
1-1 from Brown, down and in on the ankles of Kung for ball 2. Tyler Eisenhut is on deck. He's been really good with runners in scoring position as well, especially in this homestand, which started on Thursday, as Brown will step off. Two balls and 1 strike coming to the Brandis Judge, Noah Kung.
Had an extended talk about Brandis University yesterday.
Count is now 3-1. That slipped out of the mitt of Ratkowski. There's Von Lowe getting some shade. And Lowe, I mean, 12 runs batted in on the year. That's nothing to scoff at for him. 3-1 count to Kung, and it is Tyler Eisenhut on deck for the Sticks. Dulé dancing around at second, and Kung gets a free base. 3rd walk of the inning for Chris Brown. Runners on second and first for the Linfield Wildcat, Eisenhut.
Yeah, Chris Brown was a little frustrated after that one. Let that one get away. With 2 down, though, that's not the worst thing ever to put a runner on first and a guy on second to have a force out now, but Eisenhut's been hitting the baseball really well.
Eisenhut, before grounding into a fielder's choice back in the first inning, 3 straight RBI singles stretching across the past couple games. Also caught a fish one-handed, which is the most impressive thing out of all of that.
Although we did learn something about that.
There was some sticky stuff involved. That's all I'll say. But cool nonetheless.
I don't think the umps caught that one in their tar check. I'm not exactly sure.
They have them put on the gloves, and I want to watch it back now that I know that and see if the blue latex glove that they give him was just like brown and gray and just covered in stuff. It seems like I would have noticed that. 0-1 coming. Dule breaks for third. Throw from Retkowski. Not in time. Dule barely stays on the bag.
And it looks like Retkowski was interfered with by the umpire on accident. And he will send the 2 runners back. Retkowski, if we get a replay of this, it'll see. Here it is. Here's a great look. So the umpire was way in his grill that entire time. That's a great replay from our crew behind the scenes. But he was basically hugging Retkowski behind the plate. He couldn't get up fast enough. So a bit unfortunate for Dule. He would have slid in with or without interference.
Also would have been a free base for Noah Kung at second and put 2 runners in scoring position for Eisenhut, who has driven in 3 runs in the past 2 games. Instead, it's a 1-1 count. Runner still on second and first.
And we did believe that somehow Eisenhut one-handed a slippery fish on the first fish. It's like when we got fooled down in Yakima.
Oh, my gosh.
That guy, the Aaron Judge jersey, was parading around.
That hurt my pride that dude was planted. We were just such sheep.
On Cal Raleigh was robbed of NBP night. And that was, all the way on Monday in Yakima.
Now Dule goes again, and he steals third base for the second time this at-bat. That time, everyone looks at the home plate up, make sure that Dule was safe, and he was, and Kung followed suit. He's at second. Now a 2-2 count for Eisenhut, but 2 runners in scoring position. Cal Raleigh was robbed of MVP night. We talked about it. It's like the soldier who fought 30 years past World War II.
Just give it up,
mean,
you know?
I'm a Mariners fan, but you got to give it up at some point. 2-2. That'll miss out. Count is full.
Oh, we have to also give a shout-out to the Pippins who had a conspiracy theory night. And they wore chemtrail jerseys. Literally said chemtrails.
Who thinks of that?
That was an interesting one, for sure. They did give us great hospitality. They did down in Yakima, but those are some different themes.
Payoff flown down the first base line. It looks like it'll land on the fishing dock, and Eisenhut will stay alive.
I must say, though, I do love the work that Roshan Bratt, our game day operations guy, and the rest of the crew put on a day-to-day basis, especially here. I mean, the fish stick eating competition was a great idea, but the 3 perpetrators were extremely slow at eating the fish sticks. It actually delayed the game.
Yeah, for like a minute, too. Second payoff, Eisenhut over to Unai at third base. Throw on over to Tate is right on the money. And the fish sticks are kept off the board in the bottom of the third. They still lead this one 5-1 going into the 4th inning. There's Roshan getting ready for the concessions race here on the 4th of July, and Cole Miller will come back out. Concessions race, we've noticed that there's usually 2 front runners, and there's usually at least 1 or 2 that are really lagging behind.
And we've been pretty accurate. So there's 2 people, as you said, that just immediately separate from the pack, and then 1 and sometimes 2 that just completely lag behind. So we'll see if that theory sticks right here.
Popcorn's going to be the lagger today, and
oh, look at Jackson go.
Jackson doing a great job. Just 1 front runner today. Maybe you could make an argument for Fries, but really easy win right there, and one of the closer races. I mean, the range of racers that we had today was much better than
I would
some
agree.
We've seen in recent concessions races. There is a mustard incident.
There was a mustard incident a couple games back.
that was pretty bad.
Yeah, but overall, pretty solid race. And again, I shouted out Jackson. Jackson's a guy holding the mobile camera that has given us some great angles, and he was hustling that entire time.
Bo Tate, Sebastian Unai, and Austin Halverson due up for the A's. That is 4, 5, 6 in this lineup, and they'll face Cole Miller. The run that did score in that past inning will probably be credited to Rodrigo Montano, maybe Miller as well. First pitch to Bo Tate just misses for ball 1.
And Cole Miller came in with a 2-0 count and a runner on first and would eventually go on to walk the batter. It's interesting to see how they score that.
Lined into left field. Bo Tate leads off the 4th with a base hit, and obviously it's still early in this game, but the A's already probably putting on a better hitting performance than they did last night.
No, they had just 4 in 30 at-bats last night. They've already got 3 here in the top of the 4th. Again, credit to Atticus Stanfield, who came in his first appearance as a stick, and then the ensuing pitchers, Isaac Watson and Cole Nupfer, who did their jobs as well.
Sebastian Unai shows bunt. It's popped up. Parker and Barsotti lands right in the midpoint between the catcher and the third baseman for the Fish Sticks, and Unai gets away with one. Foul ball, strike 1. Unai went after the first pitch his first time up and grounded out to Tyler Eisenhut at second base. And Unai, a scary name up here in the booth, Julian Unai over with the Redmond Dudes, has just been outstanding for them in the lineup, at least against the Fish Sticks this year. Now Tate breaks for second. Throw from Barsotti. One hops in, and it gets by Kung at short. Tate gets up, but will stick around at second base.
That was a good throw from Peyton Barsotti. It was just a one-hop that just tailed off the turf too far to the right of second base. And if Kung was able to hold on to that one, and he actually probably would have made the tag for the out. This one just took a weird hop. It would have maybe tagged him on the leg there, but nicely done by Tate to steal a bag.
That's a really good slide from Bo Tate as well. He comes in on the right side of the bag and makes it really tough for Kung to apply the tag. Strike 2 in there to Unai. Quickly a runner in scoring position for the A's. They had a lot of runners in scoring position last night, especially in the early stages against Atticus Stanfield, but didn't bring home a single run in a 14-0 loss yesterday. Unai pops that up into the parking lot. Stays alive in a 1-2 count.
We actually saw Vaughn Lowe shatter a windshield yesterday in deep left field. That was the first time we've seen that.
Wind blowing to left field and a beautiful shot of the American flag with what I believe is a Delta Airlines plane in the background.
Free promo.
Unai shot up the middle. It's another base hit. Tate's going to stick around at third, so no run score, but the A's looking poised to cut into the lead once again here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, unfortunately for Unai, that ball was just hit too hard up the middle, and it gave time for the speedy Ryland Goller down the center to come up in the thick grass in the outfield and get a hold of that one before Tate was able to round the bases. I think Tate also held up for a little bit at second, a slight hesitation to see if that one was going to get through. So fortunate for Cole Miller to not see that one score a run.
Runners on the corners and nobody gone for the A's, trying to fight back in this game. Down 5-1 here in the top of the 4th. Unai breaks for second, no throw from Barsotti. Now 2 runners in scoring position. We've seen that kind of be a pattern for the Fish Sticks. When a runner breaks for 2 and there's a runner on third, the Fish Sticks don't even bother with the guy going to second, and it's a free bag for Unai. Halverson behind 0-1. He already struck out swinging today. That's grounded to Eisenhut. Should score a run. Nice backhand by Eisenhut. Slips and falls, and Halverson will reach a base. It's now 5-2, and the tying run coming to the plate for the A's.
Man, that was unfortunate for Tyler Eisenhut. That was a little bit of a cartoonish fall, but that was a great play to backhand that off the turf and then zoop, it slips on that turf. That will score a run. Eisenhut's been busy at second base. Unfortunate, couldn't keep his footing.
Still waiting on whether that was a hit or an error. Definitely one of the weirder rulings you're ever going to get. Now Halverson breaks for second. Barsotti throws down this time, and doesn't matter. Halverson, a great jump, and once again, 2 runners in scoring position for the A's right here.
It's a really nice job by the A's, who could have just thrown it away and quit after a 14-0 loss yesterday. and then going down 5-0. They've plated a run in each of the third and now the top of the fourth, and there's still a lot of damage to be done with nobody gone.
0-1 to Proc into center field. Should be deep enough for a sac fly. Gullard crow hops in, and the throw comes into third base. Another run will score for the A's. The first out is recorded here in the fourth, but now a 5-3 ball game. The Washington A's cutting into the lead here.
Nice piece of hitting by Proc, who got a fastball from Miller and just did his job, just stuck it up the middle. No chance for Gullard to come home with it. It's 5-3, and this is more than a ball game now between the A's and the Sticks. It felt like this might get away early after a 4-run first inning for DubSea, and now the A's are right in it.
Runner on second and one down. Ryder Oswalt will come up, and he chases for strike one. Miller, who's been pretty fastball heavy today, goes off speed and gets the chase.
You know, Oswalt's 0 for 1. We have seen him walk a few times in the season series to get over to first.
A 1 from Miller. Up and out, ball one. Halverson already stole a base this trip around the bases. So anything into the outfield, unless it's hit hard, like the one off the bat of Sebastian Unai, it will likely score Halverson from second and make this a one-run game here in the fourth. Miller comes home. Oswalt did go around, so it's strike two. That's the second chase for Oswalt of the off-speed this at-bat. Gio Irola on deck. Irola worked a walk last time up. Miller nods to Barsotti with the sign for the 1-2. Halverson on second. Misses upstairs, ball two with the fastball. A's went down 5-0 in this game in the first two innings. Lost 14-0 last night, but finally the response we've been waiting on from the Athletics. Now Halverson going to third. Throw from Barsotti. A little late to the party. Another stolen base for Halverson. Oswalt strikes out on that pitch. It's a backwards K for Cole Miller, but the runner advances for Irola. Two gone here in the fourth.
Yeah, the A's are not shy, especially this inning, at sending base runners over to third after a double steal was enacted by the Sticks in the bottom of the third inning with Jackson Dulé. They have applied now. This is the third stolen base of the inning.
Irola waves and misses on a pitch in the turf and way outside for strike one. A similar start to this at-bat as the last one to Ryder Oswalt. Irola started the third inning with a walk and was eventually recorded out on a fielder's choice, but the A's turned that inning into a run, and Irola's behind 0-2 quickly.
Yeah, right off. Two off speeds in a row, and right after that first one that dipped down, that was a nice pitch sequence by Miller to start that almost at the head of Irola and have it just drop into the zone. He was completely frozen.
0-2 coming to Irola. Strike three, fastball, Cole Miller. Nice location right there. To strand a runner at third, but the A's cutting into the Fish Sticks lead. It is 5-3 DubSea in the middle of the fourth inning.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
Five-3 Fish Sticks going into the bottom of the fourth as Zach Brown Band wins the in-venue song vote here at the Friar, and the Fish Sticks plated 4 in the first inning. That at bottom of the first is the difference right now, and added on another in the bottom of the second. Cade Galen, Luke Parker and Rylan Gullard due up for the Sticks here in the fourth.
And we said it a couple times, but man, it is just a beautiful afternoon. It was a little cloudy to begin the day. And now, I mean, there's sparse clouds, but it's around 70 degrees. There's very little wind. If anything, it's driving and helping the hitters, which is, I mean, a good sign for all the fans. And on July 4th, our beautiful flag waving out there in left field. And a packed house.
Yeah, it really is a packed house. Not many open seats here at Mel Olson Stadium tonight. The ice chest nice and full as well over there down the third baseline. The lefty K. Galen will get things started here in the fourth inning. Was out of position, bit of a delay. Galen was hit by a pitch to start the second inning and came around to score on a base hit from Jake Rolling. Fish Sticks led 5-0 in this one, now lead 5-3. First pitch to Galen in there for strike one.
Galen took one in the back his last time up, and no stranger to taking free bags this season, improving on that .350 on-base percentage.
Upstairs for ball one to Cade Galen. You talked about it a little bit just now, but I mean, he's just found ways on base, no matter which way you slice it. Came into this game with a .350 OBP. And already reached today, 1-1, way outside ball two. Also one of the faster guys on this team, and boy, he can motor, man. It's really impressive to watch Cade Galen when he's on the base paths.
Chris Brown hasn't found the zone that well. His 17 strikes and 37 pitches he did there. It should be a easy fly out to right field, and it is. Matsuoka will make the grab, but he's only allowed one run after 4 runs came across for Jack Champion. Brown came in relief, and he's found ways to sit down the Fish Sticks lineup and allowed the A's to come in and kind of grind into this lead a little bit and make it a ball game.
Luke Parker will come up with one down here in the bottom of the fourth. Parker grounded out to Irola over at short back in the second inning. Advanced Galen to second. First pitch to Parker, he watches it go for ball one. I like what you said, though, because Brown has gotten behind in the majority of the counts today, and even still, he has found ways to get outs. Not a lot of hard contact from the Fish Sticks. Off Chris Brown today, Parker shows bunt, interestingly enough, but pulls back for ball two.
Parker has all singles so far in the season and takes huge hacks at every single pitch. Again, I mentioned it his first at-bat. One of these days, he's going to send one a mile.
He's in a hitter's count right here. 3 balls, no strikes. Can't expect him to swing on this next pitch. Helps when you have Rylan Gullard and Jake Rolling right behind you in the lineup as well. Just looking for any way to get on base. They'll probably get you all the way to home, and that's just a zone finder for strike one.
Yeah, Gullard, Rolling, Bartholome is probably going to be the mainstay as the first 3 batters in this order.
3-1 Parker, hot shot right over at the ice chest. A little in front of it. Count fills up.
Yeah, another instance of Chris Brown getting behind an account and fighting his way back into it after going behind 3-0. He's in the driver's seat.
Full count. Parker leaves it be, and he reaches for the first time today on a walk, and as a runner on for Rylan Gullard here in the fourth.
Yeah, Gullard started off this whole shebang with a quote-unquote leadoff home run after the fan batter got out, and then blasted an absolute no-doubter to left field back in the first.
It was his 3rd homer of the season, all of which have come right here at the Friar. Not a huge lead for Luke Parker over there. First pitch to Gullard. Nice pitch to start him off from Chris Brown. Here was Gullard's first at-bat of the day against Jack Champion, and I think you knew right off the bat that one was gone. Gullard, first time he faced Chris Brown, grounded out to the shortstop. It's another hit for Gullard right here He goes opposite field. Parker will hold up at second base. 2 runners on for Rolling in the 4th, and the second hit of the day for Rylan Gullard.
Yeah, just a fantastic piece of hitting. Saw that one outside in the zone, and as every coach preaches, just takes it the opposite way. And as I was going to say before I caught a sneezing fit up here in the broadcast booth, yeah, Gullard's home run was pretty much a no-doubter off the bat. It cleared much past the flag and the bush out there. That was reaching 360, 370 territory.
So now Jake Rolling, who has given the A's nightmares in the past couple days already, that's going to be into foul territory. 4-strike 1, already 2 for 2 today, went 4 for 4 and drove in 3 last night. 7 plate appearances in this weekend series so far, and he has reached all 7 times.
It's pretty astounding. If he was able to get another hit here, this would be unbelievable. I would be speechless. I already am.
7 for 7, that's foul back. He's behind 0-2 on Brown. He was in a 2-strike count earlier today as well before ripping a single back in the first inning off Jack Champion.
Here's a look at the ice chest, which is pretty crowded here on July 4th. Not a shock there.
0-2 coming to Rolling. Set up on the inner half of the batter's box. Parker dancing around with his lead over at second. 0-2, that'll get by Retkowski. Parker and Gullard will both advance. Now runners on third and second for Rolling.
Yeah, that'll be a pass ball for Retkowski. And I think Luke Parker actually had an effect on that pitch from Chris Brown. He had to take a little bit longer than usual to take another look, and Parker was dancing and thought about it a couple times going to third, but there he is now.
1-2 coming to Jake Rolling into left field. It's definitely going to end up in a mitt, but might be deep enough for a sac fly. Parker breaks for home. The throw's going to be cut off by Unai. Even when he's not getting hits, he's driving in runs right now. That's the first time the Washington A's have retired Jake Rolling in 8 tries in this series, and he still brings home a run with the sac fly.
Yeah, and it won't even count against him in the scorebook either because of that sac fly. And, I mean, any way you can, especially, that was a big base on that pass ball. And Luke Parker went to third, and then he's got sneaky speed with his frame. He's able to come home, and Jake Rolling, another RBI. That's his 4th over the last 2 games.
Already 2 runs driven in by Rolling today, and Bartholomew watches strike 1 go by. It was a 2-homer game for Braden Bartholomew last night, and the Fish Sticks respond to 1 in the 3rd and 2 in the 4th from the A's, with 1 right here in the bottom of the 4th to make it a 6-3 ball game on the 4th of July. Brown will check on Gullard over at second. Bartholomew worked a walk his first time up, ended up coming around to score on the Noah Kuhn base hit in that 4-run first inning. Still looking for his first hit on the day. That'll be foul down the third base line for strike 2. He's behind 0-2.
Yeah, Bartholomew just about a week ago had a marathon at bat. It was a 12-pitch at bat against the Dudes that resulted in a home run. It was one of the funniest and most fun we've had on the broadcast calling that one. The 3 homers in the last week.
0-2 in there for strike 3. Not a very emphatic strike 3 call on that pitch, but Bartholomew has sat down on strikes. Not before the Fish Sticks bring home another run. It's a sac fly from Jake Rolling, and it makes it 6-3 through 4. It looks like Cole Miller will get another inning on the bump for the Fish Sticks as the Crispy race get ready to go. And simply put, Crispy just hasn't had his fastball this year.
He really hasn't. He took an L yesterday. So it's William.
Crispy gets the inside line today.
Oh, this is a close one.
This is going to be a close one. Oh, wow.
Oh, man, it's neck and neck.
That's about as close as it gets. Crispy needs to turn on the Jets here. Trailing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, my
no.
goodness.
Oh, God.
Another
Oh, he lost
loss.
again.
This is tragic.
Oh,
Crispy, do not take a bow. Do whatever the opposite of taking a bow is.
Hide.
Yeah, hide from the crowd. Because I believe, I don't know what his record is now. We were conflicting yesterday. But it's a little to a lot.
Bad. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's not good for Crispy this year, and it's really a shame. I mean, at first, first part of the season, he was like 1 for 2. He's like 1 and 3 at some point. We were just like, he'll find it. He's just raced some tough racers, and maybe that was an indicator. Maybe we should have known that it wouldn't be Crispy's year when we saw those first few races not go his way.
It's almost like a carbon copy of the Red Sox season. You know, they've got it's some great young talent. They were pretty solid last year. Then it's like, okay, they lost a couple games. The start is like, all right, long season, maybe he'll come back. And he has not come back.
He is not. No,
and neither have the Red Sox.
He has not answered the call.
He is. It's getting to the point where it's like, okay, is this the worst fish stick
Crispy
season
a trade
of
deadline
all time?
seller?
He could be. It's getting to that point.
Ratkowski, Matsuoka, Long will lead off the 5th inning for the A's, and then Weintraub, who's got a hit and brought in a run on a sac fly today, would hit if someone reaches base for the A's. First pitch to Ratkowski from Cole Miller was a strike. And Ratkowski behind 0-2. He walked on the batter that started with Rodrigo Montano and ended with Cole Miller. He walked on 4 pitches, ended up coming around to score back in the 3rd inning. Behind 0-2 quickly. Cole Miller strikes Ratkowski out on 3 pitches. Great start to the 5th for Cole Miller.
Hey, he struggled a little bit last inning, let up 2 runs, and 1 came across in the 3rd. So it's nice to see Cole Miller come out with 3 straight strikes and just blew that fastball right past Ratkowski. And extending my sincerest apologies to Boston Red Sox fans for that analogy. I am a Colorado Rockies fan, so doesn't get much worse.
Let's not get on our high horse over here with the Rockies.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's like if you were a Boston Red Sox fan for about 10 years in a row. That's exactly what it feels like. Great stadium, though.
Yeah, you got to take what you can get with the Rockies as Miller misses down with ball 1. Matsuoka, a K and a fielder's choice today. And Cole Miller going back into the 4th inning. He struck out 3 batters in a row.
Rockies scored 15 runs yesterday.
Yeah, they do that like 3 times a year. They already had, 23 against the A's in Vegas? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. The Mariners scored 0 runs yesterday.
They sure did. And that was a pretty tough one to look at on the box score after the broadcast yesterday. 2 balls and 1 strike coming to Matsuoka. That's going to be foul into the fishing dock. Matsuoka led off yesterday's game with a base hit, and when this guy gets on the bases, it is electrifying. Miller looking for his 4th strikeout in a row against this A's lineup. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball, that'll be down. And we have a payoff pitch on the way.
Miller's been in deep counts a lot this season, and especially this appearance in relief.
Matsuoka stays alive. He was way ahead on the off speed, but able to battle it off. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. It's Matsuoka, then Tyler Long, who reached on a walk his last time up, and then Daniel Weintraub, who we know all too well here in the Fish Sticks Network. 2nd payoff in a row. That's spiked, and Matsuoka will reach base. It is inevitable that he's probably going to be breaking for 2nd at some point.
Yeah, it'll probably be on the 1st pitch, too. I think it would be smart for Cole Miller to do a pickoff on the 1st pitch, but a battle won by Matsuoka. Now Miller up to 41 pitches in 2 1/3 innings. I would expect some movement out in the bullpen.
Matsuoka left early his last time on the bases, and on a sac fly to Rylan Gullard, long lined into center as Matsuoka was breaking for second. The throw from Gullard doubles him up. Matsuoka is doubled up on the bases for the second time today. That's just an unlucky break right there, and a beautiful throw from Rylan Gullard out in center. It's a 0 spot in the 5th for the A's. You can see right there, the moment he realized that that ball was going to be caught by Rylan Gullard, he was dead to right. 6-3 Sticks going into the bottom of the 5th on the Fish Sticks Network.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Crispy.
For over 15 years, As You Wish Electric has offered the comprehensive electrical solutions Seattle families trust. We are proud to announce that we can now also serve your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. As we grow, we are committed to delivering the same knowledgeable and friendly experience that earned our spot as the region's top-rated electrical company. Contact As You Wish Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air today to learn more.
6-3 Fish Sticks here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Angus Trangmo and Kyle Sweeney coming to you on a beautiful 4th of July afternoon at the Friar. Will be Peyton Barsati, Vaughn Lowe, and Jackson Dule coming up for the Sticks in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Halfway through now in a much more competitive game than it was yesterday. It was already 10-0 at this point in yesterday's game. Still a 6-3 lead for the Sticks, but it hasn't felt like they've separated just yet.
Barsati worked a walk his last time up. Lined out to Irola over at short before that. Still looking for his first hit on the day. A couple homers to his name this year. When he gets contact of a ball, it will fly, and it won't come down for a while. He's had a few close calls out in the warning track as well this year. 1-1, big cut and a big chase as well on an off-speed from Brown that rolled off the table for strike 2. Barsati has still one of the biggest swings of the year back on Seal Slinger Sunday, the 21st. Hit the Seal Slingers an 8-5 lead with one swing, a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 8th inning of that one. That's popped up in the infield. Bo Tate calls everybody off, and there's one gone in the 5th.
That's kind of been a perfect encapsulation of Peyton Barsati's summer so far. He takes huge hacks at pretty much every day. Hey, there's the behind-the-scenes crew. Look at that. That's Harrison, and then Tyson, and then Ani, and then Connor in order. Connor's over there at the end. It's our great crew. They've been behind the scenes the entire time this summer. They should get as much recognition as we do for the work that they do. And also shout out Jack right next to us as well.
It's a Jack kind of day.
It really is.
We've talked about him like 3 different times.
Yeah. And he's sporting the great Fish Sticks hat, the corduroy hat, kind of the staple. The Fish Sticks merch, it's pretty great.
It's next level stuff. Lowe might have his second hit of the day, and he does. Vaughn Lowe, another base hit into the shallow outfield. That one's into center, and it's a 1-out base hit for the Tacoma CC Titan.
Yeah, he's made great contact on all 3 of his at-bats. That's his signature Vaughn Lowe hit, is line drive that just finds space in the outfield.
New first base coach for the Fish Sticks, Gavin George, now taking some reps over there. George, we've had him up on the broadcast a couple times. It's just a pleasure talking to him every time he's up here. I still wish he was in the lineup every day because he had quite the start to the season, was hitting .389 with an OPS of 1.167, and he was an everyday guy as well.
Yeah, I was in that game against the Studs when he was rounding third. He said he felt a pop in the hamstring, and he has a grade 2 hamstring strain that'll likely keep him out the rest of the summer. Pretty unfortunate.
Dooley in a 1-1 count, already a couple walks for Jackson Dooley today. Got to be thinking he's looking to swing at some point.
Yeah, especially after a 3-walk game yesterday.
1-1 offering from Brown, runs in on Dooley's hands. 4-2.
Oh, we actually talked to Gavin George one of the times he came up to the broadcast, and we asked him about, hey, if you get walked 3 times, are you more disappointed or are you anxious? You want to swing the bat? And he said, no, that's a great game. You got on base 3 times. So Dooley's not going to be aggravated per se that he's going to walk maybe now for the 6th time in 2 games with a 3-1 count, but he's doing his job and very disciplined hitter at the plate.
I mean, in George's case, it also helps when you're hitting nearly 400. He was seeing the ball so well this summer. Brown comes set. He's had trouble with control today. Dooley fouls off the 3-1 and low. Broke for second. He'll have to come back to first as the count fills up.
It's not often that you'll see Lowe take off. I think that was a play by Coach Mark Lynn. Most of the time that Jackson Dooley gets contact on the ball, he sends it the opposite way, and I think on a hitter's count like 3-1, he was going to send Lowe there in kind of a hit-and-run scenario to maybe get Lowe to third.
3rd full count for Jackson Dooley today. He walked the first 2 times, and he walks once again right here. So 3 walks for Jackson Dooley after 3 walks in the first game of the series, and finding ways on base, if anything. Noah Kung will now come up. He's already driven in a couple runs with a base hit, a single and a walk for Kung today, and it looks like that will be the end of Chris Brown on the mound today.
So Jackson Dooley entered the series with 5 walks, which is around middle of the pack on the team, and now after 6 walks, he's tied at the top with Jake Rolling for the team lead. So, again, great plate discipline. His on-base percentage is sure loving that. And it's got to be almost a little frustrating that you can't see one in the zone, but he's getting on base every time. He's got a lot of speed as well. So Mark Lynn has got to be loving what he's seeing out of Dooley.
It looks like they will stick with Chris Brown here. Definitely interesting after giving up another hit to Von Lowe and now walking Dooley. Brown has gotten outs, but they haven't necessarily been the most efficient outs today. And now against a hot hitter like Noah Kuhn. He's got to keep runners on second and first with 1 down and try to keep the A's within 3 runs in this one in the bottom of the 5th inning.
I think that was also to give the bullpen a little bit more time to warm up and calm down Chris Brown a little bit, who is up to 65 pitches now through 3 1/3.
Big hole on the left side of the infield for Kuhn. That is looped into center field. Might find green grass, and it does. Another base hit for Noah Kuhn. Everyone goes station to station. Bases are loaded, and 1 down as Alex Hamada will come in for Eisenhut right here.
Wasn't the best piece of hitting from Noah Kuhn, but when you're hot, you just find green grass in the outfield no matter what. That's exactly what Noah Kuhn is right now. And Von Lowe didn't get a great lead off of second base, but he was erring on the side of caution, so he'll only advance to third.
So now Alex Hamada, 0 for 1 yesterday, had a huge swing in the bottom of the 10th on Thursday when he called game against the Dudes in a 6-5 win. A walk-off single that got through 5 infielders.
Still amazing that it got through. They literally brought in the center fielder and put him on the infield. There was 5 players on the baselines.
First pitch to Hamada. It's another base hit. Lowe scores. Dooley churning around third, and he is in safely. It's 8-3, and Alex Hamada finding his footing with the fish sticks.
Yeah, Mr. Clutch, as Noah Kuhn put it after Thursday's walk-off win. Hamada's not going to blow you away with power, but he's a great contact hitter, places that exactly where it needs to, and Jackson Dooley, after walking for the 3rd time, shows off that speed and gets home, and this is now feeling like the sticks are going to try to start separating here like they did last night.
So back-to-back hits for Kuhn and Hamada. Von Lowe also started off this 5th inning with a base hit, and Chris Brown will stay out there after giving up 2 here in the 5th. It is 8-3 fish sticks as Cade Galen shows bunt, then pulls back for ball 1.
Yeah, Galen is kind of like Matsuoka on the other side for the A's, just so much speed. You're going to see him show bunt more often than not.
Got to think Hamada is ready to go over on first as well. Brown comes home, and that hits Galen. He's beamed for the second time today. And that'll load him up for Luke Parker.
And it looks like the A's are going to point towards the bullpen. I think this will be the end of the night for Chris Brown, who will not be singing party classics after the game for 4th of July. Well, he will stay in, so maybe there will be a performance after.
Luke Parker now comes up for the Fish Sticks. Bases loaded and only one away. Corners are in, middle infield playing very deep on Parker. Big swing for strike one.
Again, that's a swing we've become accustomed to with Parker, and we swear one of these days it's going to go and hit one of the houses out there in left field. It just hasn't happened quite yet.
I want to see it so bad. No balls and one strike. Coming to Parker, that is fouled off. Towards Rylan Gullard in the on-deck circle, count is 0-2.
Yeah, Parker at the Colorado School of Mines. Always a great time to shout out the mines and the RMAC. Great engineering school. That is what Luke Parker is studying.
Behind on Brown, no balls and 2 strikes. And he leaves that be 4-1. You think the A's would have Chris Brown face Rylan Gullard for the 3rd time today? Or is this Brown's last batter regardless of how it ends?
Yeah, I believe this is the last batter regardless. The stats always show that the 3rd time around the lineup is a big leap in batting average for the hitting team, and especially against a guy like Gullard.
Parker into center field. That is carrying, and it's off the base of the wall. Easy double for Parker. Hamada and Galen back to back. 3-run double for Luke Parker. This game is blown open. It's 11-3 Fish Sticks. He got all of that one.
Yeah, I actually thought that was going to leave the yard, but it was flown all the way out to the deepest part of the ballpark. It just didn't have enough airtime on it. It was hit so hard. And Cade Galen actually completely caught up with Alex Hamada on the base paths. Hamada was at second, and he was taking a look to make sure that Weintraub didn't catch that. So that was kind of funny to see Cade Galen literally trailing 1 step behind Hamada coming around. But Galen has so much speed, it didn't matter. And Parker clearing the bases basically clears out this game. And now we're getting kind of a taste of what we got yesterday. It's an 11-3 lead for the Sticks.
So a 3-run double for Luke Parker, and all of a sudden, this game is starting to get out of reach for the A's. It is 11-3 DubSea here in the bottom of the 5th inning, a 5-run frame for the Fish Sticks, and you've got the top of the order coming up, which means you've got to face Rylan Gullard, Jake Rolling, Braden Bartholomew. And if it gets to that point, Peyton Barsotti was the one who led this inning off. He's still the only out of the inning. There's only 1 away here in the 5th.
And this is really a good comeback from the Sticks after facing off and losing both games against the Wenatchee Apple Sox, who are at the top of the leaderboard in the West Coast League, which is a really well-fought and talented league. They lost 24-2 on Tuesday and then lost 11-5 on Wednesday. It's really good and a great response for the Sticks and interim head coach Mark Lynn to come back. 4 on 14 runs yesterday and now 11 here. And we're not done with the 5th inning quite yet.
So the DH for the A's today, Austin Halverson, will come in to pitch. Halverson reached one time today. It was on a ball that was fielded by Tyler Eisner, and then he kind of just 3 stooges fell in the turf, and Halverson was able to reach on that play. That also brought in a run. So he's got an RBI in this game, and he looks to keep the A's in it, but Luke Parker, a huge swing, a 3-run double that makes this game 11-3. And Rylan Gullard, Micah Hagler, who played with Gullard, knows Gullard really well. I talked about just the radiating smile he has and just how awesome it is to have a guy like that on a team. And it also helps when you're just mashing baseballs like he is.
Yeah, when I played way back in the day, back in the early days. I'd be smiling too if I had a leadoff homer and a hit in my first 3 at-bats, and the home run was a no-doubter. So Gullard's got plenty to smile about right now, and so do the Sticks, who are up 11-3.
So Halverson, a tough task. He's got to face the booming top of the lineup for the Fish Sticks, and that starts with Rylan Gullard, who's 2 for 3 on the day. Launched one out of here to get things rolling back in the bottom of the first inning.
To get things Jake rolling, perhaps?
Well, if it was Jake rolling, I think it would be to get things Jake rolling. To get things started, we'll say. We'll save that one for Jake. First pitch to Gullard from Halverson in there for strike 1. We've seen Gullard watch the first pitch quite a bit this year. This has been a pretty trigger-happy lineup, especially on the first pitch, and Gullard is an exception. Halverson takes a look at Parker and comes home with the 0-1. That's looped in there, strike 2. Big change in velocity for Halverson.
Hey, you mentioned that Gullard usually watches the first pitch, and that's been a trend as of late. He actually went a little cold just about a week and a half ago, and he was taking hacks at the first pitch, and it was because he was hot to start the year, but now a more disciplined approach, and he's back to his old ways.
0-2, he fouls that off right at the A's dugout. It's been target practice over there. There have been a lot of foul balls that direction today. Hit hard. Luke Parker's on second, and he already, I think, forced a pass ball, just dancing around with his lead over there. No one really covering him too tightly on the bag. 0-2 count to Gullard. Now they'll check on him. That throw gets away, and Parker's going to advance to third. Luke Parker creating havoc on the base paths today, and a free bag for the Colorado School of Mines Ordigger.
The engineers are pretty smart over there in Golden, Colorado, and that was another great play by Parker to just take on Halverson, basically one-on-one on the base paths and force an error, and the A's bench and the coaching staff was not pleased with that free base.
So now a fly ball would bring in a run. Gullard is blown by with the fastball, and Halverson K's Gullard to start his day on the mound. Now Jake Rolling will come up with 2 down.
Yeah, it was nicely done by Halverson, who actually has an elevated velocity on his fastball, very different from Champion and from Chris Brown that we just saw. But Jake Rolling looking to continue to stay perfect this series after a sac fly his last time up.
First pitch to Rolling, up the middle. You've got to be kidding me. I am running out of ways to say this, but Jake Rolling is on base again, and he's brought home another run. It's 12-3 Fish Sticks. That's his 3rd RBI of the day. I mean, I live with him, so I kind of have to be nice, but at some point you just stop coming up with things to say when he gets hits like that.
Yeah, you said it earlier, but he is playing on easy mode right now. He's now 3 for 3. That's his 3rd RBI. He had 3 RBIs yesterday when he was 4 for 4 with a walk. So he had a RBI on a single that scored Rylan Gullard. He had an RBI there to score Luke Parker, and he had a sac fly. I mean, it is pretty unbelievable right now. He's 8 for his last 8. And, yeah, I mean, we're going to do the math on his on-base percentage as we have done throughout this series.
Rolling on first, Bartholomew up now. That is right back at Halverson. Should be an easy ground out. Halverson and Bartholomew give each other a pat on the back, and 6 runs come home for the Fish Sticks in the bottom of the 5th inning. It is now 12-3 DubSea, and another run comes home thanks to Jake Rolling. Cole Miller's going to come back out here for the 6th inning, and obviously a 12-3 game, and Miller hasn't thrown that bad today, so Lynn will stick with him right here.
So as we take a look at the head shoulders flag, this is a new one. It's a reminiscent of the head shoulders fish, but just crunch some numbers. So here's some Kyle stats as we've been kind of keeping track of Jake Rolling's on-base percentage. Right now it is 710. So it has grown to 710. That is his on-base percentage. That's not even his OPS. That is unbelievable. This is his 11th game. He now has 38 plate appearances. That is unheard of.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. The flag relay race going down on the first base line. Looks like a pretty tough race today. Looks like I think that's the Bald Eagles that are in the lead. Only fitting that on a day where Jake Rolling is 3 for 3, the Bald Eagles have the lead. Oh, a close finish here, though. Oh, coming into the line. Oh, that's not a good exchange. That's not a good exchange from the left side team. I don't know how many times we have to go around. That was a close race. I like that.
It was, and it was not the head, shoulders, fish.
Yeah.
It was a American flag relay race, more fitting for the July 4th holiday.
We did have flag relay race going down over there. It's kind of just a placeholder for head, shoulders, fish on the 4th of July, as Cole Miller will come back out, and this is going to be the 4th inning of work for Miller today. Has given up a few runs, but 3 strikeouts, all coming back to back to back over across the 4th and the 5th innings. Goes off speed to start Weintraub, and it's strike 1.
Yeah, at this point in the game, especially with another game tomorrow and then a long week again next week, if you're Coach Mark Lynn, you don't want to waste any other arms. Miller's been pitching well. He did let up 2, but otherwise has been pretty steady.
Weintraub, that is shot into center field, but not a tough play at all for Rylan Gullard out there. Weintraub retired to start the 6th.
And that's exactly what Miller wants right now, and Coach Lynn wants as well, is quick outs. Again, no more arms need to be expended, especially with a long week coming up next week, and this is game 8 of 9, so pretty much every arm has already been expended this week. And Cole Miller only 43 pitches after that 1 pitch out, so we might even see him go a 5th if this is a quick inning.
First pitch to Bo Tate ran in for ball 1. Weintraub lined out, and now it's Tate and Sebastian Unai do both Tate and Unai singled and came around to score in the 4th inning. This is kind of the part of the lineup that has done the most for the A's so far today. And Tate, that is lined, but right at Hamada. Easy 4-3 put out, and only 4 pitches needed for 2 outs here in the 6th for Cole Miller.
And he's run into some trouble as he let up those 2 runs in the 4th, and now in the 5th and the 6th has really stepped in and become comfortable on the mound. It's a great sign, as Miller, again, started the season pretty rough, and since then has been really strong.
So now Sebastian Unai will come up. 1 for 2 on the day is Unai. First pitch down and in, ball 1. Unai playing over at 3rd today. Nice turn on a double play earlier in this game.
Coach Mark Lynn and Ryder Peterson there in the dugout.
Unai, that is shot over at the Fish Sticks dugout. For strike 1. Unai, I mean, I think this might be a name that we start seeing in the PIL quite a bit, obviously. Julian Unai is so good for Redmond. We talked about him in that Dudes series. We hadn't seen him in those past couple games, but he had a homer in that series. He went 3 for 4 one of those games. He was a stud for that team.
He stole home.
Yeah, he stole home, which you don't see a lot of, and it was perfectly timed as well. I'm sure Barsati saw the Unai on number 1's back and kind of had some flashbacks. Unai pops that up. Might stay in play for Bartholome. It looks like it will squeeze out of here. I think it hit one of the sheds we have out there by the fishing dock. Cole Miller, 4 pitches to get 2 outs. Now Unai making him work. Two balls and 2 strikes. Miller's got the sign. Looking for his 4th strikeout of the day. Comes home to Unai, and that is down and in once again. Count is full to Sebastian Unai. Austin Halverson, who is the pitcher in this game now, is on deck.
Not allow that.
Payoff pitch coming from Cole Miller. Goes fastball, but it's down, and Sebastian Unai is on base for the 2nd time today.
And if it's any reminiscent, as we talked about, of Julian Unai. He has got a lot of speed, so he might take off here, but obviously a long uphill battle to climb now, facing a 12-3 deficit. So Miller's just got to shake that one off and continue to go back into the zone as he did with the first two batters.
Halverson, who just came in to pitch, replaced Chris Bound back in the 5th inning. Started this game in the 6 hole, and you watch a strike one go by. Again, 1 for 2 on the day. Reached on an infield single that Tyler Eisenhut fielded and then just slipped and fell.
If there's any way we could get that replay again, now that the sticks are far and away out of this game, it was a little funny. I mean, there's no metal spikes allowed on the turf, obviously, and that one, the turf is pretty thin if you walk on it, and there have been a couple of slippages in the first few days of practice that we saw.
Unai breaks for second just as you suspected, and Kung almost applied the tag in time, but it's another stolen base for the Ace today. Miller is ahead 0-2 on Halverson, though.
They're looking to get out of the inning with another strikeout. This will be pitch number 54.
Unai and Kung, cat and mouse over there at second base. Miller comes home with the 0-2. It gets Halverson to chase, but he barely fouls it off and stays alive. Miller will have to throw that again at some point because Halverson was fooled by that pitch down and in, and big time chase, but a really good job by him to get wood on that and stay alive.
Yeah, Halverson now on the mound. We've now seen that in, I believe, 3 games in a row here at the Friar, where pitchers have also come from the batting lineup.
Miller up and out for ball 1. We saw Teo Perala do that for Redmond back on Thursday, and he came up in a very high leverage situation. He pitched the 10th inning in that game and ended up being credited as the losing pitcher in that one. 1-2 coming from Miller. Fastball fouled back by Halverson. Looking to get his team back in this game and get him a little more reason to throw on the mound right now. 12-3 Fish Sticks here in the top of the 6th inning. It was a 6-run 5th that really put this game on cruise control for DubSea right now. Couple 2-strike fouls from Halverson already. Miller strikes him out right there. Foul tip into the mid of Barsati. It's the 4th strikeout of the day for Cole Miller. Rolling throws an oop to Noah Kung as they head off the field. This team is feeling themselves today. 12-3 Fish Sticks. It's 4 innings for Cole Miller on the mound.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dope-amine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a Cookie Dough Frosty Fusion at Wendy's.
Fish Sticks in the driver's seat on the 4th of July, the 250th birthday of America, and right now, folks at the Friar are dancing for their dessert. It might be a little early for dessert. It's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but the Fish Sticks have plenty of reason to have dessert right now. 12 runs, including 4 in the 1st and 6 in the 5th.
Yeah, it's you know, this isn't a dessert, but we were mentioning it yesterday. It's kind of barbecue chicken right now for the Fish Sticks, in the words of Tyler Kolek, an NBA champion now for the New York Knicks. But what's your favorite dessert? What's your dessert of choice?
Oh, nice. Apple pie with like the scoop of ice cream on top.
That's a classic.
That's like the most American answer I could give is Barsati. That's into left field, and it's going to stand up. 1 pitch, 1 out for Halverson here in the 6th. Barsati Low Dule due up for the 2nd straight inning in a row. It was 1 rotation around the lineup in the 5th, and the Sticks scored 6 runs in that inning. Von Lowe will come up, and it looks like Beckett Turnbow will come in to hit for Jackson Dule. So Dule's day is done at the plate, and one of the weirder lines you're ever going to get for Jackson Dule. No at-bats, and he came up to the plate 3 times, walked all 3 times. Now it's Von Lowe, and Halverson starts him off with an off-speed for strike 1.
Yeah, Lowe's been having a nice day at the dish. He's 2 for 3. Did ground into a double play, but drove in a run with his first hit of the game back in the 1st.
That one runs up and in, almost caught Lowe on the shoulder. It's ball 1. 12 runs on 10 hits for the Sticks, and a lot of walks issued by the A's, which is kind of going away from how the Sticks did it last night when they dropped 14 runs on a night where they didn't really have a lot of free passes. 1-1. Lowe leaves it for ball 2.
It's going to get real sticky if there's any chocolate chip cookies in my vicinity tonight, especially the ones from Costco. Those are unbelievably good.
You ever had the Costco muffins?
I have, yeah. They're a little dense, though, for my liking.
No, that's perfect. That's like exactly what I'm looking for out of a muffin, is whatever they do at Costco. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Devon Lowe's already got a couple hits today. Halverson, fastball, strike 3 called. Man, that fastball's got some serious zip from Austin Halverson, and he sits down low looking.
Yeah, I think Lowe might have been a little spooked by that fastball that came up and in on him, and there is a serious velocity difference between the first 2 pitchers in Jack Champion and Chris Brown, and Halverson's showing off of it. We didn't expect him to be on the mound, but he is a pitcher, and that fastball is touching almost low 90s. So Turnbow, who had a fantastic day yesterday, will come in.
3 for 3, reached all 5 times he came to the plate in last night's game. A's will probably be looking to avoid his barrel right now. Halverson comes home. First pitch to Turnbow. Over to the second baseman. It hops right up into Tyler Long's mid, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Austin Halverson in the 6th. Still a long road back for the A's in this one. 12-3 Fish Sticks as we enter the 7th inning.
Here we go. We got the pony hop near the ice chest. And we've seen a couple of blown tires. That's the phrase you use in the pony hop, and especially if these folks have maybe been spending some time in the ice chest today, it could get a little sticky.
So the common pitfall in the pony hop is that people will move their weight too far forward and then just totally yard sale, just face first into the grass. We can only hope that no one does that today.
I'm willing to bet at least one does.
Oh, wow, we almost had one like in an instant right there.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow, she's handling it well, though.
Wow.
Oh, nice, wow. That was...
Oh, at the end, got it.
That is the most dominant pony hop race you will ever see. The other two just phoning it in. First, we've got the fish stick guys with no urgency, and then we've got 2 pony hop contestants with, like, seemingly no idea it's a race. They're just out for a jaunt in the outfield. What is going on?
I am not sure, but, I mean, July 4th, it is a little early in the morning. Maybe the other 2 are still trying to get up to speed.
1 o'clock. I mean, there's no excuses for 1 o'clock.
That's true. Maybe for us.
Yeah. So, interesting spot here. Santiago Guedes Rodriguez will now come in for the Fish Sticks. G-Rod, as we like to call him, in the booth. Mainly a starter for this team, but honestly got shelled in Wenatchee in what turned into a 24-2 drubbing to the Apple Sox. But going into that outing, he had an ERA that was hovering around 2, and this is a really good arm for the Fish Sticks. Definitely interesting that he comes in a 9-run game in the 7th.
Yeah, I think what Mark Lynn is going to do is kind of get G-Rod's confidence back up. The Apple Sox did, as you mentioned, shell him in that start on Tuesday in a game that, yes, they eventually had 24 runs on 26 hits and won 24-2. So right now I think this is a great spot and a good call by Mark Lynn to have G-Rod come in. He will likely make 2 starts next week. They'll be playing 6 games in 7 days. And it's nice for him to get his confidence back here in a very low leverage situation, because this is the ace right now for this team.
Gabe Prock, very late to the fastball from Guedes Rodriguez to start off with strike 1. Guedes Rodriguez comes home, and it's quickly 0-2. This is just the last thing the A's lineup wants to see is G-Rod come in a 12-3 game after they lost 14-0 last night. Brock, that's through the left side of the infield. What a dive by Kung. Throw is not going to be in time. Boy, we would have had to call the folks over at SportsCenter if he made that play, but an infield single for Gabe Brock.
Yeah, Kung actually dove out of the infield turf and into the grass. We'll take another look. He completely laid out for that, and it was actually a closer play than I expected, but yeah, man, that would have seeped into SportsCenter top 10 if he would have made that.
Now Ryder Oswalt will come up for the A's after a leadoff single from Prock. Second hit of the day for Gabe Prock. Also had a sac fly, so he's 2 for 2. He breaks for second as Oswalt swings and misses. Another steal for the A's. They've been really good on the base pass today.
They have. They had 3 stolen.
Oh, they're going to bring him back. I think the same thing happened as it did earlier in the game. Barsati was interfered with by the home plate ump for the second time today. Oh, and now Oswalt is heading back to the dugout. What happened here? Oh, so the bat gets caught up with Barsati. Oswalt is out, and Prock has to return to first base, so just bad luck for the A's right there.
That's a batter out other call in game change. I don't think we've seen that one this summer from Oswalt, but it's the second time, as you mentioned, there's been interference on a stolen base. There's been a lot of opportunities to steal base from both these sides.
1-0 coming to Gio Irola. That is flied into right field, way foul.
So what G-Rod does, how he's claimed his spot as the usual Thursday starters, looks like some guys are getting some beers over the ice chest, is he commands his fastball to the outside part of the zone. Doesn't matter if it's a righty or a lefty. He struck out 7 in his start before the Apple Sox here at the Friar.
Big chase from Irola, and that ball gets by Barsati. Prock was heading for second anyway. So now Prock gets that stolen base that he had before, but it's 1-2 coming to Irola.
A lot of beers going to be flowing today on July 4th.
Yeah, that's going to be a given wherever you are in America. We wish everyone a very happy 4th of July weekend, and don't have too much fun out there as G-Rod's got another K to add to his season total. It's his first one today. That has just become his trademark here at the Friar.
Yeah, and definitely an elevated fastball as compared to Cole Miller. That one he just blew by. And a couple of quick outs here after that single by Prock.
Now Adam Rutkowski will come up. Walked and scored a run in the 4th and then struck out to Cole Miller last time up.
There's that classic pitch from G-Rod just right on the outside part of the zone. Places that fastball so well, just like he did at Pierce College last year where he made 11 starts at a 2.50 ERA.
Deep breath, he heads home. That is popped high in the sky down the first base line and foul, and G-Rod ahead 0-2 with 2 down.
Still a ton of people here at the Friar all the way here into the 7th inning. Again, earliest first pitch we've had this summer, and I believe we will have for the rest of the summer.
4th of July special matinee here at Mel Olson Stadium. 0-2 coming from G-Rod to Retkowski. That is upstairs ball 1.
Yeah, I think G-Rod's going to go right back to the fastball here. That's what he got the last strikeout on, and Retkowski hasn't come around to it yet. I think this will be an easy call for Barsotti behind the dish.
G-Rod's 1-2, grounded over through the left side of the infield. It's a base hit. They're going to hold up the runner, Proc, at third. Runners on the corners with 2 down. Another nice piece of hitting from the A's. That time it's Retkowski.
I think Retkowski was expecting that fastball. He had his sights all over that one. Another line drive towards Noah Kuhn where he tried to lay out and make the play again, but now back to the top of the order. It's still pretty high ladder to climb for the A's.
Look at the chip into a 9-run lead right here as Jaden Matsuoka will come up. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fielder's choice today for the leadoff hitter Matsuoka. And weirdly enough has been doubled up on the base pass twice. He left early on a sac fly in the 3rd and then tried to steal second, and it was a hot shot line out to Gullard out in center, and he was doubled up there. That was in the 5th. He's ahead on G-Rod 2-0. There is an open base for Matsuoka. Tyler Long on deck. Long still looking for his first hit of the day. Comes from Santi, grounded over to Hamada. He'll go to first, and Santiago Guedes Rodriguez gets out of the 7th inning clean. The A's leave 2 runners on, and the Fish Sticks cruising to a 4th of July victory. It is 12-3 Sticks at the stretch.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Oh, sweet. Thanks, Crispy.
You ever wonder how Crispy gets to the fryer for games? He uses King County Metro's Rapid Ride H-Line. King County Metro, the official commute of your DubSea Fish Sticks.
Noah Kung to lead off the bottom of the 7th for the Fish Sticks, ahead 12-3. Austin Halverson went 1-2-3 in the 6th, and he comes back out for his 2nd full inning of work. First pitch to Kung, ran inside for ball 1.
Yeah, Kung's 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI.
Way ahead. Sitting dead red right there in the off-speed. One of the earliest swings we've seen all summer for strike 1. Kung Hamada Galen due up for the Fish Sticks as of now, as that is fouled down the third base line. Strike 2, Kung still ahead of that Halverson off-speed, and the difference between the fastball and the moving stuff for Halverson is so large.
Hey, he started the day as the DH, and right now, 16 pitches, 13 strikes. He's been doing well against the Sticks lineup. They do already have a pretty sizable lead, but none have come across against Halverson.
1 2/3 so far, or 1 2/3 so far for Austin Halverson. And again, sat down Peyton Barsotti, Von Lowe, and Beckett Turnbow in order in the 6th. 1-2 coming to Kung as fouled back once again. That one almost crossed over right into the heart of the plate for Noah Kung.
Yeah, Kuhn continuing a fantastic stretch as of the last couple of weeks or so. It really all started when he came in and roped 2 doubles, I believe against Elevate Northwest, or is the last game against the Dudes, where he pinch hit in the 5th and immediately took over.
Grounded over to Irola at short. Easy play. Tate, big time stretch over at first, and there's 1 gone for Halverson in the 7th. So some more quick work for Aston Halverson on the mound.
Yeah, he's been super efficient. Now officially through 2 innings and only 19 pitches thrown, so he's doing well.
It's now Alex Hamada who is swinging the stick really well right now. He's 1 for 1 on the day so far with a base hit. First pitch comes from Halverson. It's way outside, ball 1.
And Halverson's just been pumping the zone, and right now with that elevated fastball, that's really a collegiate level fastball that has been blowing by these Sticks hitters. Except for that one.
That blew by the catcher, Oswald, as well for ball 2. Hamada ahead. Luke Parker is in the hole right now. He had a 3-run double his last time up on a ball that almost got out of here to the deepest part of the park. 2-0, Hamada ahead, and it's strike 1. A lot of different pitches in the mix for Halverson, and they all move at pretty different speeds as well. Two balls and 1 strike. The righty Halverson to the lefty Hamada. That paints the corner for strike 2.
Yeah, Hamada was just letting that go the entire time. I don't know, first time he's seen the off speed, but nice pitch by Halverson, who's been impressing me on the mound.
Count is 2-2 to Alex Hamada, and once again way outside. Full count here at the Friar.
Ice chest, almost like the dugout. It's like there's a bunch of adults over there crowding the near end of the fence right there on the third base line.
Full count pitch, Hamada tardy to it from Halverson. Another strikeout, his 2nd of the day, and he has been working great against the Fish Sticks.
He has been, and sat down Hamada with that elevated fastball. And man, this guy should be the, I'm no Washington A's expert, but this is by far the best pitching performance that we've seen in now Game 3 of the season series between the A's and the Sticks.
Kid Galen will come up. He's reached twice today. Both times he was hit by a pitch in the first pitch. To him this time around, misses out for ball 1. Jack Champion started this game, only went 1 inning and gave up 4 runs to the Fish Sticks, and then Chris Brown went 3 1/3 and got shelled in that 5th inning, gave up the bulk of the runs in the 5th before Austin Halverson came in to relieve him and has looked great so far.
Yeah, 6 runs in the bottom of the 5th right now has been the difference in this one. Again, thanks to that Luke Parker 3-run double.
Galen into right center field, might get down, and it will. It's off the glove of Matsuoka out there. Galen takes advantage of what will probably be an error, and he's in safely to second.
Yeah, that'll likely be E9 to Jaden Matsuoka, but he had it. He really did, and that's a tough ball to get to. Again, just so much speed. I think Matsuoka just kind of blew past it and couldn't get his glove up fast enough. His glove couldn't keep up with his legs.
So now it's Parker who laced a 3-run double over the head of Weintraub in center field last time up. Another runner in scoring position for Parker right here. Galen dancing around over at second, and first pitch to Parker in there for strike 1. Another thing about Parker's day is over at second, he's been there twice against a couple different pitchers, and he forced a pass ball one time around, and then forced a pickoff move that was thrown in the center field, and he advanced to third that way second time around. So kind of just a menace on the base paths today. He's behind 0-2 to Halverson.
Eventually would come around to score on a sac fly. There's the look at the guys at the ice chest. Again, they have a great view right there, just right down the third base line.
0-2 coming from Austin Halverson. Parker over to the shortstop. Irola can't handle it. Galen just jaunts his way home. It's a 10-run lead for the Fish Sticks, and the 4th run driven in by Luke Parker today.
And we've kind of talked about when Luke Parker gets a hold of the ball about maybe how far it would go. Well, when he also gets a hold of it and puts it on the ground, it is an absolute nightmare to come up with in the field. And Gio Irola had absolutely no shot at that, rubbing off of the really thin turf. That ball was hit 300 miles an hour right at him, and that'll go down as a hit for Luke Parker. That'll be his 4th RBI and 2nd hit of the game.
13-3, the Fish Sticks cruising to their 3rd straight win here on a weekend homestand. First pitch to Gullard in there for strike 1 from Halverson. Halverson was able to sit down Gullard on strikes the first time he faced him in the 5th. It's a rarity to see Gullard strike out. 0-1, that is chopped over to Irola at short. Much easier play for him right there, and they record the out at second, but Luke Parker brings home another run, 13-3 through 7, and the Wild Rainier is about to run the length of the warning track here at the Friar.
So these are our fellow interns, we have learned, that both take to the bottle and the can. And the bottle has really been struggling.
Yeah.
It's a tough costume out there. That's Mackenzie that's struggling, and then the can will come out.
Yeah, so it's got to just be a lot of aerodynamic questions in that bottle, and can, odds-on favorite every time we do this. And can is slowing down. This might be bottle's chance.
That is just a tough costume to run in with the slanted. I think she's got a chance, though.
It looks like it will be bottle today. That's a welcome sight for a bottle. Something Crispy couldn't do today.
Yeah, that's
and
just a truly inspirational performance that just teaches everyone a lesson. Just never give up on your dreams.
Thank you, Rainier Bottle, for your resilience. As Luke Parker, who has driven in 4 runs in this game and has a couple hits, will now come in to pitch. So only 1 inning for Santiago Guedes Rodriguez, and he gets out of it clean. We can expect him to start in the near future, probably one of those games against the Marion Berries on the road in Salem next week.
That'll be a fun one, and then 4 more at the Friar coming up after that. It is truly the meat of this schedule, the brisket, as they sell in the
barbecue chicken.
The barbecue
of
chicken
the schedule, and this game, like Kyle said, has been a barbecue chicken alert. 13-3 heading into the 8th inning. Another decisive lead for the Fish Sticks over the A's for the 2nd day in a row. And Luke Parker will face the meat of the lineup for the A's as well. Tyler Long, Daniel Weintraub, and Bo Tate, 2-3-4, coming up for Washington.
Yeah, Parker, this will be the 5th appearance. Did start a game earlier this year. Has 5 2/3. Has allowed 8 earned. A lot of which came in that blowout loss against the Wenatchee Apple Sox on Tuesday. That inflated a couple pitchers' ERAs on the team, and Parker's one of them.
Yeah, and we already saw G-Rod come in. He was the starter in that game, and then Parker came in relief in that one. So Cole Miller threw in that game as well. So these are 3 guys that didn't have their best stuff on the other side of the mountain range in Wenatchee and are looking to bounce back. And all 3, or at least the first 2, have thrown well. Luke Parker's already had a good day in his own right. And his first pitch on the mound is fouled off by Tyler Long for strike 1.
You know, we've been talking about food a lot on this July 4th special. Now we have barbecue chicken, mac and cheese, and ice cream on apple pie.
Yes.
Which sounds like my absolute dream dinner.
Yeah.
That sounds incredible.
Parker misses outside to Long. Tyler Long 0 for 2 today. Worked a walk back in the 3rd. Deep breath for Parker, and the 1-1 misses down. That's ball 2.
Yeah, Long's had a tough day at the plate. He struck out, and then the other time he made great contact on the baseball, but it was when Matsuoka was stealing, and he flew out right to Rylan Gullard, who eventually doubled him up.
2-1. Fastball with some no-joke velocity in there for strike 2. One of the harder throwers on this pitching staff is Luke Parker.
Yeah, he's touching about 88, 89 miles an hour pretty consistently. He has touched 90 a couple times.
2-2 coming to Tyler Long. That's down, ball 3, count fills up. Weintraub on deck, and obviously not really competitive games in the first 2, but the Fish Sticks have done a good job of keeping the lid on him after a big day in the first meeting between these 2 squads this season. 3-2 fouled off by Long. We'll do it again.
Yeah, good piece of hitting by Long, who again has struggled in this season series to stay alive against Luke Parker. And it looks like Zach Hampson, Garrett Hampson, Rockies legend, by the way. But Zach Hampson has the camera, which he does a lot in his free time.
Yeah, he's got a pretty solid portfolio of photography experience down at Linfield. As Long chases, and Luke Parker has driven in 4 runs in this game, and he strikes out Long to start his tenure on the mound.
You know, I'd actually like to retract my statement, as Luke Parker is having a phenomenal game now. There's Zach Hampson. I don't know if Garrett Hampson is really a Rockies legend, but he was on the Rockies at some point in his baseball career. As Zach Hampson, there we go. There's the Zach Hampson cam.
Maybe going to give us an inside look at the day of Zach Hampson, the day where he will surely not pitch. As Weintraub, big cut for strike 1.
And one of the experienced guys on this Fish Sticks team, as there's Ryder Peterson warming up a bit. So there's the bullpen. We don't get to see the bullpen really at all because it's kind of hiding behind the stands on the first base line. That's where we're sitting.
Parker just misses with that fastball. Count as 1-1. So 4 hits last night for the A's, and now they've only got 5 here in the 8th. Obviously, they've been able to execute with runners in scoring position a lot better today, and they've plated 3 runs. But Fish Sticks pitching staff having a great weekend here at the Friar so far. 1-1 Weintraub fouls it back towards Crispy's food truck. Strike 2.
Let's see what the Zach Hampson cam is up to right now. Let's see there he is. There's Ryder Peterson warming up. Wow, that's just a great shot. Perfect center.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing
Peterson
with that camera. Let me tell you. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Luke Parker just missed. Warsati tried to frame with that as well, but it's 2-2. Again, Parker in this game, a 3-run double that really put the Fish Sticks in cruise control in this game, and then also drove in a run with a base hit last half inning in the bottom of the 7th. Also worked a walk and came around to score that trip around the bases. So been a really good day for Luke Parker, who hit 10th in the lineup and has already got 2 Ks to his name here in the top of the 8th.
Well, right now with this Shohei Ohtani-like showing right now from Luke Parker, he just exchanged the ball with Jake Rolling. It's kind of between him and Rolling right now for stick of the game, and now with this 2 strikeout performance in relief, we got to be leaning towards Parker, as he is now mowing down batters on the mound and has also been hitting so well at the dish.
Now he faces Bo Tate. Tate 1 for 3 on the day with a base hit, and Parker goes through the back door for strike 1. Just a absolutely pristine afternoon here on the 4th of July, and this is kind of just summer in Seattle. Not a lot of people know how nice it gets here in the summer months, but don't look. don't come here if you're looking for something. That's
there we go.
Zach Hampson cam.
Officially the Zach Hampson cam. Look at that beautiful look at our field from the first base dugout.
0-2 coming to Bo Tate. Luke Parker goes inside for ball 1.
Everyone outside of the dugout, or a lot of people are, taking in the sun.
Parker looking to strike out the side and go 1-2-3. in the top of the 8th inning. 1-2 coming to Tate. Fastball just missed outside. When he has missed today, it hasn't been by much.
Yeah, looking, as you said, for his 3rd straight strikeout, but that could have been it right there, especially in an elevated lead like this one right now.
2 balls and 2 strikes for Luke Parker against Bo Tate. Comes home, and that's undeniably outside for ball 3. The second full count Parker has worked into in this 8th inning. Struck out long the first time around. Sebastian Unai is on deck. Unai has been a tough out for the Fish Sticks today. 1 for 2, also worked a walk, and also came around to score a run, as did Tate in that 4th inning. Payoff pitch. Parker forces a pop-up, but it is foul down the 3rd base line and into the parking lot here at Steve Cox Memorial Park.
Parker doing well. This is what happened in that at-bat against Tyler Long as well. Long actually shed off a few 3-2 counts.
Second straight payoff pitch coming from Luke Parker in a 13-3 ball game. Tate fouls it off once again. He is searching for blood out there with those cars. This will be the eighth pitch of the at-bat between Parker and Tate. Fish Sticks in the driver's seat. Luke Parker looking to strike out the side right here. 8th pitch to Tate, the 3-2. Fouled off once again. So Bo Tate not going down without a fight right here.
This is looking like Braden Bartholomew's at bat when he hit that home run. When Cade Galen tried to steal second 5 straight times and had to walk back on every single one.
Parker has the sign for pitch number 9 of the at-bat. 3-2, lined into left field. Really nice piece of hitting right there from Bo Tate that entire at-bat. He's got his 2nd hit of the game.
Yeah, that's a pretty absurd at-bat from Bo Tate to foul off 3 straight on a 3-2 count against Luke Parker, who just struck out the 2 batters before him and reached base on a line drive single the other way. That's pretty impressive stuff.
So now Unai will come up. 1 for 2 on the day for the 3rd baseman, Unai. Maybe looking at Tate going over on first. A's have been very active on the base paths today, and Unai has started off with a strike.
This just reminds me of our upcoming Wii baseball game that we have going on that will surely happen pretty soon.
You just can't let that one go, can you? 0-1, up and out, 4-1. And the more you mention it, the more I don't like my chances, I'll be honest, because I really did strike a nerve when I said I'd beat you. So, I don't know. We'll see. But that will be settled at some point. 1-1 coming. Another fastball for strike 2 to Unai.
Let's just say, have you got the splitter figured out in that game?
I utilize it quite a bit.
Okay, but do you have it figured out in the
like
box?
When I'm hitting?
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh, boy. That might not be good for
Are you a pitch sequencing demon?
Yeah, Luke Parker's doing that right now. He's kind of having a great pitch sequence. But, yeah, there's a ton of different ways you can go about it. And in Wii Baseball, the splitter utilization is a pretty key one. Somehow the CPUs hit it. I don't get it.
Yeah, no, good hitters, talented hitters. 1-2 coming to Unai. Flied into center field. It's going to stand up for Rylan Gullard. And Luke Parker, 4 runs driven in and a scoreless inning here in the top of the 8th. It is 13-3 DubSea as we enter the bottom of the 8th inning on the 4th of July.
Once upon a home in the Issaquah Highlands, the Parkers used Thumbtack for a new kitchen island. Now the pizza is cooking and the kids are excited. Thank goodness for Thumbtack and all it provided. Start your home story on Thumbtack.
Wendy's went back to the kitchen to give our famous spicy chicken sandwich a total upgrade. More crunch, more flavor, with heat that just hits. Is this our best spicy chicken ever? Looks like a yes to me. Spicy chicken just got better at Wendy's.
They always say, think happy thoughts. It's easy when you're a Wendy's cookie dough frosty fusion. I'm an instant dopamine hit. Get it? Dopamine? Like cookie dough. I said like cookie dough! Happiness is a cookie dough frosty fusion at Wendy's.
Oh, Audrey, look over there.
Where? Oh, a whole herd of reindeer beers.
Not herds, Audrey. Rainier's come in 6-packs.
Oh,
Wake up, Harley.
Harley, look at the reindeers. Oh, they're just so fresh and friendly.
Fish Sticks look poised for their third straight win as Jake Rolling will come back up, and he looks to expand on what has been just a ridiculous series at the plate for him. Has driven in 3 today, also drove in 3 last night in the 14-0 win, now leading 13-3. That's into center field. Have they finally retired him? They have. Jake Rolling is out for the first time in this series. He had a sac fly earlier today, but that one won't drive in a run, and he won't end up on base. And that's the first time we can say that the entire series.
And that's remarkable. I mean, he was 3 for 3 today. He was 4 for 4 yesterday with a walk. Has 6 RBIs. And improved his on-base percentage to .710 in the process as Watson hits this pretty deep towards center.
Another deep fly out to center field for the Fish Sticks, but 2 pitches, 2 outs for Austin Alverson, albeit they were loud outs. It's a deep drive from Watson. We saw a couple deep fly balls from him as well into left field yesterday, and he's seeing the ball. They're just not getting down or getting out right now as Peyton Barsotti will come up and look to avoid a 3-pitch inning here.
Yeah, Alverson just 35 pitches and 3 1/3. Came in relief back in the 5th. Or in the 6th, and he's done a great job.
Barsotti 0 for 3 on the day, and that one runs in, so there will be no 3-pitch inning for Austin Halverson. Vaughn Lowe on deck. Lowe has had a really good day at the plate, 2 for 4 with a couple singles and drove in a run. Barsotti leaves that for ball 2.
Yeah, if Barsotti continues to leave pitches like those out, he will greatly improve this average that we know is lower than his standards for the catcher that's going to St. Mary's.
2-0 pitch from Halverson. Barsotti fouls it back for strike 1. Connor Lee, our social media man, caught that on accident in the net over there.
Can we get a Connor Lee cam over there?
Yeah,
We need a.
let's do Connor cam.
We shouted him out yesterday. He's over there taking a video on the first base side.
That skips in for ball 3 to Ryder Oswalt. Peyton Barsotti worked a walk earlier in this game back in the 3rd inning. It's the only time he's reached base. He's ahead 3-1 here. Quick work for Halverson all day. Did give up a run. Back in the 7th, and Peyton Barsotti will take his base, the second walk of the day for the big catcher.
That'll bring up another opportunity for Vaughn Lowe to build on an already pretty great day for him.
Yeah, Lowe 2 for 4, drove in a run, a couple singles to his name, and he's driven in 12 runs this year. And even though it doesn't seem like he's had that many moments, it just seems like every time they've asked him to drive in runs, he's done it. Fouls back the first pitch from Halverson for strike 1. Becca Turnbow on deck. Grounded out his first time up today, but huge day for Turnbow at the plate yesterday. 3 for 3 with a couple walks as well. 0-1 comes to Lowe. That is ripped into center field, but right at Daniel Weintraub. An unlucky break for Vaughn Lowe here in the 8th, and the Fish Sticks 3 outs away from a blowout win here at home. It is 13-3. DubSea leading Washington, and Ryder Peterson will come in for the final inning.
That was a look at Cole Nupfer, and his mate Ryder Peterson will be coming to the mound. We saw a lot of Nupfer in yesterday's broadcast.
So Ryder Peterson continues the trend today for the Fish Sticks of a lot of guys that threw in that blowout win for the Apple Sox on Tuesday in a 24-2 game. We saw Santiago Guedes-Rodriguez throw a clean inning. We saw Luke Parker throw a scoreless inning as well. We saw Cole Miller come to this game and throw 4 innings of work. So kind of just a get-right game for all of these guys after Tuesday in Wenatchee. And Ryder Peterson, he went into that outing in Wenatchee with an ERA of 0 in 9 innings of work. And he did come out and threw on Thursday, went 1 1/3 scoreless. That's still the only outing where he's given up any runs all year.
Yeah, and it was 7 earned in a 10-run bottom of the 8th. It was just a tough day to go out there against such a hot lineup with the Apple Sox. And as you mentioned, came back, had a great 1 1/3 innings in his last outing. And now looking to finish off the Washington A's here on a beautiful 4th of July afternoon.
Rodrigo Montano started this game, went 2 innings, and then Cole Miller had the heart of this one, went 4 innings deep out of the pen. And then it was Santiago Guedes-Rodriguez throwing the 7th, Luke Parker throwing the 8th, and now Ryder Peterson coming in for the 9th inning. Peterson at Whitman College down in Walla Walla, college teammates with another great bullpen arm, Hawthorne Moody.
Yeah, Hawthorne had great things to say yesterday on the broadcast about Ryder. Those two are pretty close over at Whitman.
Peterson will face Austin Halverson, who has thrown some really good innings on the mound for the A's today, and then Gabe Prock, who's got 2 hits, and Ryder Oswald. Here in the top of the 9th inning. First pitch from Peterson, ran in on Halverson. He turned and braced to get hit by that pitch, but it missed him for ball 1.
Yeah, Halverson was showing off that fastball a little bit on the mound. I was impressed.
Peterson goes fastball to him right here, and it's fouled back. Should stay within the confines here at the Friar, which means it's a mad dash to the ball for all the kids here. One ball and 1 strike coming to Austin Halverson. That goes up and in again. Halverson's got to move out of the box for the 2nd time in this at-bat already, and it's 2-1. Peterson blows by a fastball. That one's in the zone. And that just, Halverson had no chance of catching up to that. It's strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryder Peterson looking to strike out his first batter of the day. Halverson into left field. Pretty well hit, but Beckett Turnbow all over it for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard by Halverson, who's put on a pretty impressive showing here in Game 2 of this 3-game series. But now the A's are 2 outs away from another double-digit loss to the Fish Sticks, who have it going in this series.
Gabe Prock has had a really good day at the plate, 2 for 2 on the day. Also had a sac fly in the 4th that brought in a run. First pitch he sees from Peterson is absolutely framed for strike 1. You can't do much better than that if you're Peterson and Barsotti. Oh, 1 coming to Prock, another fastball. Actually, that had a little more run on it than a fastball does, and it's strike 2. This is the Ryder Peterson we've kind of become accustomed to here at the Friar. And I talked to him on Thursday about what it took to kind of bounce back from what was, simply put, not a great outing in Wenatchee came in to the 8th inning, and that frame turned into a 10-run inning for the Apple Sox. And I asked him just, how do you bounce back from an outing like that? And it's just like, you can't change anything about what you're doing. You have to do everything the same, because once you change your routine, that's when things start going worse on the mound. And Ryder Peterson has bounced back really well in the past couple outings here at home, and he's got 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Now Ryder Oswalt, last chance for the A's. Still has yet to reach base today and was recorded out on another earlier in this game. His bat caught Peyton Barsotti, who was thrown down to second, and Oswalt had to head back to the dugout, so he's 0 for 3 on the day. Also struck out in the 4th against Cole Miller. And he's behind 0-2 to Ryder Peterson, who is working really well right now. Ryder on Ryder.
It is.
Here, top of the 9th, 2 outs, 0-2 count, Fish Sticks looking to put the cherry on top on a beautiful win, which would be their 3rd straight. The lefty Peterson ready to come home to the righty Oswalt. 0-2, popped up. It's going to stay in the infield, maybe get out of play. Barsotti keeps the mask on, and 1-2-3 inning for Ryder Peterson. And on the 250th birthday of America, the Fish Sticks cruise to a 13-3 win on the 4th of July. It's their 3rd straight win. They improved to 12-7 on the campaign, and another dominant performance from the DubSea Fish Sticks.
Yeah, it looks like this game was actually going to be a lot closer than it was yesterday after the Washington A's made it a 5-3 ball game in the 4th, but then the Sticks got another run in the bottom of the 4th inning to make it 6-3. It seemed like, okay, maybe the A's are hanging around a little bit, and then 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th essentially put that to rest, and it's another double-digit scoring game at the plate. They've now scored 27 runs in the last 2 games and another double-digit win as well.
Yeah, and that's good. That's a really quick baseball game as well. There were 16 runs that came across the plate, but that game ended at 151. So one of the quicker games they've played all season, and a really good team performance all around. You have Jacob Rolling having another big day. He drives in 3. Vaughn Lowe with a couple hits, and he drives in a run. Noah Kung, a 2-run single back in the 1st inning. But our stick of the game did it on both sides of the ball today.
Yeah, we're going to go with Luke Parker today, who actually hit his first extra base hit of the season, which is a little hard to kind of put your head around for a power guy like Luke Parker. But he's been hitting the ball great as of late, and he cleared the bases with a 3-run double back in that big bottom of the 5th that I mentioned to kind of put the game out of reach. So he was 2 for 3 at the plate with 4 RBIs, and then came in on the mound in the 8th inning and sat down 2 batters in a 1-inning pitch. It was a scoreless inning, and he had a lengthy battle with Bote, who eventually reached on a single, but he will get the job done. And Rylan Gollard got the party started in the 1st with a leadoff home run.
Yeah, that ball was driven. You knew it was out of here off the bat, and that was part of a 4-run 1st inning. Jake Rolling and Braden Bartholomew both reached right after that, and then it was Vaughn Lowe bringing home Jake Rolling with his first of 2 base hits, and then Noah Kung, who is red hot right now. 2 more runs, 4-0 lead, and the A's cut the lead to 2 at one point in this game. It was 5-3, but more runs came across. There's a sac fly from Jake Rolling, one of his 3 runs he drove in to score Luke Parker. Alex Samada got in on the fun again today. There's Luke Parker's big swing, a 3-run double that really put this game on ice, I think.
And I thought that ball was going to get out, too, and it hit the deepest part of the park. Does the Fish Stick celebration. Jake Rolling won't get the stick of the game, which is kind of hard to do. He was 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. He had an outstanding last 2 games. He's 7 for his last 8, has reached base 8 of his last 9 times. He has 6 RBIs in around the last 18 hours or so, which is just so impressive. And we will actually be joined by Luke Parker here on the broadcast in the dugout as the kids will run the bases. That is the Saturday tradition here at the park, and it won't change for the 4th of July. So the stick of the game, Luke Parker, will be joining us in just a moment.
Yeah, and kind of the hitting prowess in the past couple days has overshadowed what has been a really good pitching performance from this team as well. 2 scoreless for Rodrigo Montano in his start, and then Cole Miller, some really good innings. He threw 4 today, and then Santiago Guedes Rodriguez, Luke Parker, and Ryder Pearson put this game to bed in the final 3 innings of the game. And just a pristine afternoon here on the 4th of July. And at some point, we're going to get Luke Parker on the headset down there in the dugout. But for now, we'll talk about maybe tomorrow's. It sounds like we have Luke Parker. Yes, there he is.
He's putting on the headset.
Luke, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
there we go.
Luke Parker, stick of the game today. Big 3-run double back in the 5th inning that I think really put this game to bed today. Well, any different approach right there? Because I think we both thought that ball was gone off the bat.
Yeah, me 3. I thought that was gone for sure. No, not really a different approach. I've been working on my swing. When I get in the box, I'm not really thinking about anything. I'm just see ball, hit ball, and let the preparation take over. Confidence is in preparation, so.
And Luke, when you come to the mound there in the 8th, obviously kind of a low leverage scenario, but struck out 2 guys there. There's the chain that he gets. That's the home run chain, which we thought was going to happen, and so did Luke back in the 5th. But can you just kind of talk about what it's like to be both a hitter and then a pitcher in the same game? And do you prepare any differently that way, or what's that like?
I mean, whenever you're doing both, you have to save your bullets whenever you can. So a lot of that comes from pregame. I try to take as little throws as possible. Today it was a little difficult because I hit in the half inning right before I went out to pitch. So I didn't actually get any reps on the mound in the bullpen or anything. So I kind of just had to go and pray my stuff was there, and luckily it was. So.
Yeah, a couple strikeouts in a clean 8th inning. And just one more question before you get out of here. This team is starting to click right now. That's the 3rd straight win here at home, and it's been a lot of different contributors. I think a lot of bats are starting to get hot right now. So going into really the bulk of the season, obviously you had 9 games in 9 days, but going into the bulk of the season, is it starting to feel like this team is coming together a month into the season?
Yeah, I really do. I mean, dugout's a lot of fun. I've spent some time in there. I'm trying to mess with the guys. We're all having a good time. So I think that when people are having fun, people are playing the best baseball that they can. So.
All right, hey, good stuff today. Your stick of the game, 4 runs driven in, a scoreless inning. Luke Parker.
Thank you, guys.
From the
Appreciate
Colorado
it.
School of Mines.
Thank you.
For Connor Ryan, our producer, and everyone in the production booth, and for Kyle Sweeney to my right, I am Angus Trangmo. We hope you have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. 13-3, the DubSea Fish Sticks, another dominant win over the Washington Athletics here at home. Happy 4th of July, everybody, and have a good night.